She could not control herself. She kept cursing me out. I said, "You see what I'm saying, Sarge? Look at this." And then like another lieutenant came, all traffic cops, and she got on the radio, tried to call the NYPD, and I said, "Go ahead, call them. I'm gonna sit here and wait. I guarantee you, they're not gonna come." And of course, they didn't show up. They didn't show up. They knew.
Yeah, they got better things to do than that.
Yeah, they just know. Well, they just know. They're like, "Oh, this guy's over there now. Oh, I'm not going." But you're a traffic cop. Who are you to talk to people like us? You know, tell me to suck your D. Like what? I looked at. I'm gonna sit here and wait. I guarantee you, they're not gonna come. And of course, they didn't show up. They didn't show up. They knew.
Yeah, they got better things to do than that.
Yeah, they just know. Well, they just know. They're like, "Oh, this guy's over there now. Oh, I'm not going." But you're a traffic cop. Who are you to talk to people like us? You know, tell me to suck your D. Like what? I looked at. They knew.
Yeah, they got better things to do than that.
Yeah, they just know. Well, they just know. They're like, "Oh, they're crazy." I'm not kidding you. New York is wild. This is the worst precinct I'm ever dealing with. It's oh man, I don't know. It's out of control. The way they act, the way they are. You could say you could go up to them and be like, "Hello, how you doing?" Right? And they'll give you a conversation because you're not recording. The minute I go up to them, I say, "Hello, how you doing?" They'll just look at me and turn around and walk away. It's like, why?
I tell you, the only police encounters I ever have is when they ask me what I'm taking. You know, how many days a week am I working out, and what am I taking? It's gear advice, you know.
You should give them advice in the NYPD. They're all fat and out of shape.
With them.
Yeah, they're all fat and out of shape. So maybe you should give them some
yeah, it's usually just the ones. It's usually just the ones that you can tell work out. You know, the ones that have some muscle mass.
Yeah, there's only a few, maybe.
Not many, exactly. It's a small percent. It's and diminishing. And diminishing.
Or some need like that homegrown where they could grow like another 7 more inches.
If the requirements are so lax that you have obese officers and people that can't even walk across the street without losing their breath, how do they hire these people to chase very fit and athletic teenagers and you know?
Oh, you know why? Oh, you know why? Oh, because they have like 40,000 of them. So what they do is they lock down the perimeter.
Then you have incidents where that lend to police brutality or perceived brutality when they have to use their gun or their taser or any other type of weapon to subdue because they can't do it physically. They don't have the physical wherewithal, the strength to do it.
Of course, they can't run after you. So the first thing they do is they try
and they can't restrain you.
Yes.
Exactly. How many times have you seen one guy and he seems to be a skinny guy? You'll see a guy that's no more than 170 pounds, and there's 3 cops on top of him, and he still gets away. They can't subdue him, or have a great deal of difficulty doing it.
Yeah, right. And then
that should be one well-trained officer with sufficient strength and proficient ability to exercise that strength should be able to handle that person without having to resort to tasers and semi-lethal or lethal force.
They got to be in shape. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Like a lot of state troopers, like the state troopers, they're in shape because they're by themselves. So they have no choice to learn how to defend themselves, you know? Yep. But the NYPD, they're with each other. There's 2 in a car.
They had that at one time before they lowered the requirements for affirmative action, I think they called it at that time.
Yeah, that was years ago, yeah.
And they had requirements. An officer had to be able to lift a certain amount of body weight overhead with dumbbells while seated, percentage of their body weight, right? That's how they gauged how much they had to lift. They had to do sit-ups with their feet posted. They could have their feet under something, but they had to do a sit-up holding 60 pounds. And they had to run or walk-run, a combination, a mile, in less than 7 minutes.
Wow.
And
Now they just got to hold up a dozen of Dunkin' Donuts. And
now they just have to show up, it seems.
yeah, just hold up 12 donuts and run through the cones, run through the orange cones, and hold the.
Now, they
donuts.
haven't done that for firemen, have they? The firemen still have to be fit, right?
Yeah, the firemen. Yeah, they got to carry that dummy up the stairs.
They still have to do that, and they have to carry hoses, and they have to a certain amount of time to cover a
All
distance.
equipment. Yep, all equipment with the dummy, and they have a certain time. Yep, fire department don't play around.
Yeah.
That's why I don't order fire department, because they're the true heroes. I don't want to bother them.
Yeah.
It's the NYPD. I want to put them in shape. Like, wake up, man. Smart up. Pull your pants up. Fix your hat. You know? Button your tie. Come on. Look professional. Get in shape. Because we got gyms out here. You know, we got the gyms out here. They're like, what, $1 a month? $5 a month or something?
They're cheap.
Yeah, it's like $5 a month. But you know what I find?
I'm going to guess that many gyms would allow officers to work out for nothing.
No, they would.
They'll give them a special price.
No, they do that. They have that membership down here in New York. If you're a veteran or you work for like the city, you get like a 10% discount or 15% discount, which is not much, but they help you out. They do. They have that. All the gyms have that down here, and every store. Actually.
You're not kidding.
Yeah, every store. But no, they just choose to be obese and just shoot you with a taser and call for backup.
Samantha, a good example of that is Billy Martin, the manager of the New York Yankees back in the 70s, manager before that also, a protege of Casey Stengel. He was that type who would get the strength of 10 men when he was in that kind of rage.
Samantha! What up, Sam?
What's up, Chad? Sorry, I'm missing you. I see you.
Yeah, the population, obesity on the rise.
Yo, Saul, you know what pizza free is?
Which?
Pizza free.
What's that?
Fried dough.
Oh, yeah.
Sugared. Out here, they just call it, they call it cinnamon. What the fuck they call it? Cinnamon something. But, in New York, we call it pizza free.
Pizza.
Fried dough. Fried dough with the sugar sprinkled on it.
Yep. They always have that in the case with the other pizzas.
Yep. Shit's fucking good. This is a dessert. They give you this as a dessert for free. Shit's so good. Dulce.
Where'd you order from?
Just pizza place out here.
They give you dessert too? Nice.
Oh, yeah. I'll give you dessert.
Yeah, your grounds are so clean out there, dude. Your grounds are so clean out there. I'll literally eat a sandwich right off the floor. I can't believe it.
Oh, yeah. Clean as a whistle out here.
Come up and chop it up with us. And you too, Sam.
I couldn't even find a cigarette butt on Vegas Valley's live stream the other day. Not one cigarette butt. Not a piece of gum, nothing.
Dude, it's not the whole Southwest area where I live in Vegas is like that. I don't care where you fucking go. That shit clean as a whistle, dude.
Dude, I was more impressed about the floors being shiny than the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
New York goes, we have the snakes and rats running around.
And spiders. Spiders too.
Yeah, spiders too, exactly. They're doing the two-step dancing.
And at first they move like Step and Fetch It.
It's unbelievable, so it's getting worse, dude. It really is. I'm fighting a war with a knife. That's what I'm doing. Not even a knife, a spork. I have a spork in my hand.
Spork. You get a spork.
Yep.
Like a law-abiding citizen.
Yep, and they got the guns. Yeah, exactly. Remember that? Law-abiding citizen. Give me the steak, right? Steak
You get a spork.
Yep. The asparagus and the steak, right? Remember that?
And his Duxiana bed.
Big shout out to the law-abiding citizens. I love
Some
that.
people can get away with eating that fried stuff. Joe can. He has a very fast metabolism. He'll burn that all out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what up, Sam? Come on up, Sam. Sam, you should come up anyways.
She
I
should.
like talking to Sam.
She should always come up on panel. She should
Yes.
never leave the panel. Even when there's no panel, she should already be there so that when the panel starts anew, she's already there.
Exactly what I was thinking. Yo, Sam, I'm going to throw you the link, Sam. Tell you, Sam's one of the best things that's happened to our channel.
Absolutely.
Samantha P.
And
All right,
so
Sam.
my brother. Oh, I'm sorry. So my
Why did we
brother.
let her
always
leave when
talk
she
to
gets
you.
on panel? Why did we let Sam leave? Why don't we lock the door like in a Bronx Tale? Now you
I know.
can't.
Now
leave.
you can't leave. So it's always good to have a conversation with you, brother.
You too. We're on the same wavelength.
Absolutely, man.
Little mama. You pour me another glass of Coca-Cola.
The working man is a sucker. I'm gonna watch that movie tomorrow. I want to watch
Oh,
it.
no, the working man ain't a sucker. He's a hero.
Yeah, he's a hero. I want to watch that tomorrow now.
That's a good movie.
Absolutely.
That actor
Oh,
was-
hell yeah. Guess who's in the house? What up, Sam?
Damn.
Hello, hello.
All right.
Hello.
Hi, Brooklyn.
Sam, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome. I just had to come up to reprimand Joey. And you know what? It's not about the fast metabolism. It's what's on the inside here.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I got a fast
Oh.
metabolism too, but man, that stuff's like, oh, it's like eating grease.
Yeah, I won't eat any oil. I just doesn't, I don't know. Just
I do too. I can eat dogs and I don't gain weight.
Yeah. Well, you also walk around. You both walk around a lot too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a no sugar, no salt, and no alcohol, no oil guy.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
no alcohol. Come on.
No,
We're having a
never.
drink right now. No, you gotta have a
Never.
drink. Come on, laddie. Cheers.
When's the last time you drank or you used to drink?
Me?
Yeah.
Teenager.
I know that wasn't for me because I drink every day. So I know that wasn't for me.
And always reluctantly, always like, let's have a toast. I would make like I was taking a sip. I just wet my tongue. That was it. I just don't like the feeling of being compromised. I don't like feeling like cloudy, or buzzed.
Well,
Doesn't
you gotta know your limits, though. So I know when to stop.
any type of inroads into my consciousness, I just don't like it. It just doesn't work for me. Not feeling 100% at all times.
Oh, as soon as I start drinking it, my stomach starts curdling, and it immediately, as soon as it hits my stomach, it starts feeling bad.
I'm like that with chemicals too. If I walk in someplace and I smell Clorox or I smell bleach or any kind of ammonia, I'm out of there. I just won't subject myself to it.
Oh yeah, the Clorox, that burns you.
Now I know it's not going to hurt me, but I just don't like feeling like it might. I actually start feeling like woozy.
Yeah, and you can smell it burn in the inside of your nostrils and stuff, in your mouth. You can taste it.
It can hurt you. You know how many times I've cleaned out the tubs and the showers with bleach, and next thing you know, you get high off the bleach.
And
can hurt you.
And some people, even in the restaurants, they stupidly mix the bleach along with that. They'll mix the bleach and the ammonia together.
Oh, Jesus.
They'll kill themselves.
Yes.
Yep. You literally see the smoke coming out of the bucket, the mop bucket. You see the smoke coming out. Yep.
The worst, you're sitting at a diner at 2 a.m. in the morning, and they come over and they swab the table. Right? And they've got not just Windex, but some kind of ammonia.
With a dirty rag, too.
Now I don't even feel thanks. Now I just lost my appetite. Bye.
I tell them to beat it. Beat it, Spider. I'm not ready to leave. Get out of here.
So, Sam, what's a good word? What'd you do today?
I was pretty lazy today. I didn't do too much. Just grocery store, house stuff. But that's pretty much it. I took a nice long nap though. Nice some beauty rest right in the middle of the day.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need that. I definitely need that right now.
I sleep only a couple hours in the middle of the night. Usually like 10 to 3 is usually my sleep. So I sneak in a couple of hours during the middle of the day too.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We all can't live off of 4 hours of sleep like you here.
No less. 2.
2. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I live off like four, and then like the weekends I just crash. That's it.
Yeah, because you make it up someplace. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, you got like a day or two to make it up. Yeah, but during the week it's like 4 hours.
I don't have to do that. I'm on 2 hours a night and 2 hours a day, and that's it. And because my carbs are almost 0, so I don't waste any energy trying to digest food.
Mm.
Body fat's real low too. I keep my body fat around 3 to 3.5%.
Nice.
That's so low. I mean, mine's very, very low too. But man, 3%. We're talking.
I've gone down.
That's almost physically not good.
Measured, I've gone down to 0.5%.
Wouldn't you be dead?
No. It's I could hold that for about 2 weeks without getting, without really feeling woozy.
What percent we're talking about here? Body fat?
Yeah.
Body fat. It depends.
What kind of percent do you need though? Like during the day, like how much do you need? What's the max?
The average male, I would say now, is probably 15 to 20% average, which is bordering on obesity. I think obesity for a male now is 22 to 25, and for a woman is 30 to 33, something around there.
Yeah, average woman is like 175, I think.
It always changes. They're always upgrading the charts. Last time I looked, it was about 22 to 25 for a male and about 30 to 33 for a woman.
Yeah, so see, here we are. Men require at least 3% of body fat and women at least 12 in order for the body to function properly without it leading to organ failure and death.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why I was like 1-2%. That is, we're talking like organ failure low. Yeah.
Yep, 0.5% I kept for a contest once.
Yeah, so I get very, very low, too low for a woman. So I know exactly what you mean about the fatigue.
That's why I usually hover between 3 and 3.5.
Yeah, I wouldn't go any lower than that. Not because of the outside, but because of the inside.
But I carry a lot of body weight too. I'm not, a lot of body weight.
Yeah. No, I don't. So I definitely have my my own issues there with going into kind of failure a little bit because I'm just too cut up, especially for a woman.
Gotcha.
That's nice though. Cut up is nice for a woman.
No, you want a woman to be soft. You don't want your man to look like Gronkowski.
Sometimes I like my women to slap me around, so
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. A little buff, wrestle a little bit, slap me around.
No, I do love her. I do love to wrestle with my my husband. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the black guy.
All right, good crack in the nose every once in a while.
Yeah.
Excuse the pun.
Yeah, give me a black eye, but put the makeup on me in the morning when I go to work.
Oh, Jesus.
So I don't have a black eye. I don't have to explain what happened last night.
No, 6% you do not. Well, again, it depends on genetics. And
It depends on
long-term reduction of body fat and getting used to it. And by long-term, I mean, not just a month or two or.
Yeah.
I'm talking about years.
No, you definitely don't want to do that. You don't want to do that for your organs.
I used to yo-yo. I used to go up in body fat. I used to go all the way up to 10, 12, 13% body fat at huge body weight, huge when in heavy training, bulking up for muscle growth and for powerlifting. And then I would reduce down for the summer.
Sure.
And all the way down for anywhere between 3 and 5% and stay there for all the warm months. And it just got like, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. There's no need because in order to grow any more than I already am, I'm going to need insane doses of steroids that could hurt me. I got to a point where I was, and I maintain it, with a very, very safe amount of PEDs. And
That's great that you like kind of know where to limit yourself.
exactly. And I'm fit aerobically. I'm just as fit aerobically as I am physically.
What gives you the most body fat? Like
I'm
what
sorry?
kind of food? What kind of food gives you the most
Oh,
body fat? Like rice or like
just
pasta?
eating. Desserts, not just red meat, lots of red meat, lots of eggs, whole eggs, not just the whites. Like right now, if I have an omelet, I'll have 1 or 2 whole eggs, and the rest will be all whites. There'll be a dozen eggs in there, and only 2 will be whole, the entire egg.
That's what I do. I do one yolk for every 3 whites.
Yep, that's a good balance.
Yeah.
1 yolk. Interesting.
But I do the whole dozen at a time.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. No.
But what about the pasta and the rice? The pasta and the rice
That's good
don't
too.
help
There's
you.
a time and place for it after a workout. Right after a workout is the time to come in with the carbs. A lot of people misunderstand this, and that's because the protein supplement people want you to believe that protein after a workout. No, your body, if you're working, now you can get away with protein after a workout, and your body can assimilate protein, but if you've done your job correctly, working out, and reduced your body literally to a metabolic junk pile because you've really worked out intensely enough to affect a change that you will adapt to and regrow and actually get stronger from once you go over the curve. In order to do that, you need to come in with carbs immediately after a workout. That's when you come in with a heavy amount of carbs. For the first 2 hours after a workout, your body is unable to metabolize the protein effectively. You need the sugar. You got to put the sugar back in the muscles so they're not flat.
Yes.
Workout, and so they recuperate.
We used to an ex before I met Michael. We used to like work out very hard together, and then every day, and then go to like there was like an amazing Asian buffet that we go to, and it was like $5 all you can eat. With all the good stuff though too. So we would just work out until we're dang near throwing up, and then go to the buffet afterward and just go down.
Now, intense also does not mean long. There's 2 ways to work out. You could work out long, okay, and you could work out. That kind of workout is not intense. It's impossible to sustain a 1-hour workout with high intensity. Or you can work out short and with full ferocity.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Short. I'd prefer short and intense than like a long run or something.
Yep. That's what I do. Short, but heavy.
You use machinery though, right?
Some. I like free weights. But
I like free weight too. Or calisthenics, whatever you call it.
The problem with me with the machinery is I need to put too much weight on it. Usually it transcends the amount of weight either of the stack. So what I have to do is I have to put people standing on the stack training part, or I have to use pins, and I have to pin all kinds of plates to a stack. And it just takes too long doing that. So I prefer the free weights. Now, the pec deck, I think, is safer than doing flies. I stopped doing flies only because I got away for so long without any injuries. I figured at one point, let me not keep chancing this, because I was doing flies with 120s. So I just used the pec deck with a lot of weight, and on that I'll have someone stand on it, I'll pin plates on it, all kinds of things.
I prefer lift bags of sand or anything. Use a different, and then just use different directions, do different
exactly
stuff like that.
Another thing that I do for functional strength is to lift asymmetrically. I'll sit on the floor and I'll try doing side raises with one arm while I'm holding on to something to post.
Yes, to balance, and you get all the strength, not strength, I should say control.
Exactly.
To me, that's the best way to exercise, in my opinion, too.
I'll put 3 plates on the bench on each side, and I'll separate them just a little bit and I'll do super slow reps so that if the weights jingle, I know it's not under complete control.
Yep.
So important.
Damn,
it is.
My exercise is pass the Dutchie to the left-hand side, and I'll crack somebody with a left hand, and they'll still be sleeping.
Yeah,
Some people love it.
Jim, how do I get, what's the best way to get strong? And I tell them, listen, I said, if you don't use your strength functionally, you're not going to get strong. You're only going to get strong in one track. For instance, if you're bench pressing, you'll be strong pushing from your chest completely out, but you might not be strong pushing out to the side. Or you'll be strong laying on your back or sitting, but you might not be strong standing. You know, the whole
Or
body.
you could just be, you could also just like look strong, but not really be strong. Like your muscle isn't dense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of that too.
Isn't it true to like work out with like less weights, like lower pounds than the big weights?
It depends.
The big weights, you know, you can only do 1 or 2 presses, but if you go lower, like whatever, just say for instance, example,
key to getting stronger, ask your body to do something today that I couldn't do yesterday. And the only way you could do that is to try and constantly coax very, very small baby step types of gains. Yeah. And you can do this 3 different ways. Okay. If you run out of being able to lift heavier, you could lift more concentrated. You could lift under more control, or you can do faster reps or slow reps. Or you could decrease the amount of time between sets. There's many ways you can increase the intensity without having to lift more. You can execute.
Slow. I like going slow is my go-to.
Sometimes lifting more is going to make you more sore and just like you're going to run out of your energy. Like lifting less and working smart, like, you know.
Stan, people realize how weak they are when they try and do super slow reps.
Yeah, so I know. I see that a lot.
Then they realize, hey, wait a minute, why does 135 feel like 315? It shouldn't, but it does. If you try and do a 1-minute rep, sometimes if you can bench 315, even 135 will seem heavy if you're trying to draw that out for a minute.
Yeah.
That's why I swear by like doing things in a like calisthenic way.
Yep. Now I like the hammer machines too.
I don't know what the names of like these machines are. So what does a hammer machine look like? Like what is that?
Yeah, they're large. You sit in, and I'll give you an idea for the chest. You'll recognize this immediately. The hammer machine, the chest press, is excellent, and it's a different exercise than a straight bench because the way the handles are positioned, you have to kind of push the right handle right to the center of the body, and the left handle more towards the center of the body, which actually involves the pectorals more than it involves the shoulders and the triceps. So you could do a bench for many people. They can bench press for 25 years and they still never get comfortable with it because they misunderstand. The bench press is nothing more than a punch. It should feel the same way. The hands should not rotate back. The knuckles should be positioned towards the ceiling instead of rotated back. As soon as you rotate your hands back to hold the weight, like as in a false grip,
it's a false grip. Yeah, we have that in the gymnastics as well. This is why the men, you'll see a lot of people like always ask, why do they open their hands on the rings? Why do they open their hands? No, you actually open your hands on the rings to show that you don't have a false grip and that the weight is not being held by your wrist. It's being held by the hand itself.
But see, if you punch the weight up, okay, you're going to have your forearm in a straight line with the ceiling. As soon as you rotate that wrist back, the entire unit, the column of your forearm starts to collapse at the elbow forward. And that's why all the greatest power benchers bench with a full grip, the thumb locked around the bar and the knuckles facing the ceiling, not rotated back towards the spotter. That weakens you. You're much stronger punching. A bench press, the proper form for that is actually a punch. It's not a bench press. It's a bench punch if you're doing it correctly. And when you're bench pressing, the only way to actively use the pectorals is to force the hands inward as though it were a pec deck, because that's what the pecs do. Pecs do not bench press. The shoulders and the triceps and the traps and the lats. That's what is people that have had radical mastectomies, people that have had the actual breast tissue and the pectoralis muscle removed can still bench press because the motion is not across the body. The motion is straight out. That's the shoulder. Across the body is the chest, not straight out.
I've never used any type of machinery like that. Usually just like if I want to work on my front chest area, I can do like 10 different types of, push-ups, diamonds, outwards, forwards.
Calisthenics.
That's all I've ever done. And I've just...
If you want to hit the center of the chest, Sam, always force your hands in. Even if you're
Yes,
doing
yeah.
push-ups off the floor, put a squeeze, an isometric squeeze on the floor with the
triangle,
palms
right?
of your hands
Yeah.
inward.
What about the triangle like push-ups? You know,
Yeah.
Those are excellent.
Triangle.
Those
That's
you're
hard.
amazing. Yep.
But push
Yeah.
in as you're doing that. Don't push against just the floor.
Oh yeah,
Push
push in. Yeah, push in. Yes.
Push in.
It makes
Exactly.
your
Feel the
chest
pecs.
Yep.
Feel the
yeah.
pecs bite into the bone, into the chest bone.
Yep.
So I also do these like other things like I guess it's kind of a mix in between working out, but also like yoga and also like holding yourself sturdy. Like, you know how like break dancers do, and they'll
Sure.
like hold themselves up. They position their arm underneath themselves, and they can
Sure.
hold a pose.
Yep.
Kind of like you can do different things like that.
Sure, like flags.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like one leg dips, you know, and very sturdy one leg dips.
Yep.
Gymnastics.
I can do that in a
they're the
6-inch
best.
stiletto.
Off balance training is excellent because
Yes.
everything we do basically is off balance. If you consider that everything you do in the gym, every exercise, you're locked into a position that is advantageous
Yes.
towards using those positions.
Can I watch you do that in the Stellos? Can I watch you do that?
Dude, I was like when I was
I
really
wanna
young,
see.
somebody would like I had a big bodybuilder guy and he was like, "You can't do that. I know men that can't do that." Da, 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 da. And I was like, "Yeah, blah blah. I I can do that in this stiletto." And he's like, "I'll give you $100 right now if you can do that." And I was like so drunk too. And I did it right there. The whole bar cheered, and I was like, it was
That's
so,
cool.
it was just a great moment, you know, because
Hell
he was just kind of like a meathead bodybuilder, not a kind gentleman like Saul. And so it was great. It was great. The whole bar was like, yeah, you know,
I would love
everybody's
to see
jumping
it.
up and down.
I would love to see a lady do that in Stellos. Oh man, I would tip her everything, buy you a drink, everything. Steak. What do you want? You want the steak too? That'd be excellent.
Yeah, Sam would be an excellent training partner for me. I'd be like, Sam, can you stand on this stack for me, please? Oh, wait a minute. What do you weigh? 100 pounds? Eyeing someone across the room that weighs 250. Can you stand on this stack?
I know. I'm at 91 right now. I wouldn't even hit the 100.
Wow. Well, you're little. You're only 5 feet, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So like close to the size of like a 12-year-old child.
So that's a good low body fat weight for you.
Yeah, exactly. I shouldn't be very, very large, especially because you got to remember I have so much muscle, so it's not like because like Lauren weighs not that much more than me, but she's very taller than me, but she's got no muscle. There's nothing there. There's no muscle, and when you see like some of the gymnasts, like there's a black girl, I can't remember her name. She's friggin' amazing. And she does the uneven bars. She's like 2-3 inches smaller than me, but she weighs, 10 pounds larger than me because she is just, oh my God, she's solid like a horse.
Right.
You did gymnastics?
Yeah, I did uneven bar.
My daughters did that too. Like my daughter could walk like a handstand in the whole store. Like she used to walk handstand. She did the bars. She did all that. She did the wow.
Ooh, Ladybug.
Yeah.
Before I forget to tell you, I saw online on a YouTube video, I saw a horse. It's got to be some kind of giant draft horse or something. The guy standing next to it was about equal. The top of his head was about equal to its nostrils. And the horse didn't even have its head up. It looked like an elephant. It looked like an elephant with a horse head, and the hooves. I've never seen anything like it. How heavy can these things get?
Oh, 1,200, 1,600 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd say.
I couldn't believe it. I've never seen. I think I might have seen something like it pulling, like Clydesdales or something.
Clydesdales, yeah.
But this thing was even bigger than that.
Oh my gosh, there's this new horse, and I'm sure this is going to break Ladybug's heart. It's called called El Reg Magnum, and it's supposed to be the most valued horse in the world. But And don't get me wrong, it's visually beautiful, but disgusting in the same breath because they have deformed the horse in such a way that it looks like a cartoon character. Its
That's what it
nostril,
looked like.
its
That's what-
nostrils were less than half of its breathing. And there's no way you could actually run that horse. You could never work that horse. The horse would die. And its nose was so pinched in. Like I said, gorgeous, beautiful horse.
Yeah, this
Um,
horse looked like its head was too small for its body. You know, this
Yeah.
it didn't even look like. Is that a horse?
So there's Arabians that it's got a normally pinched. It is normally pinched, but it's not so compressed that it looks like it's been drawn. You know, it looks like a caricature in a. So yeah, if anybody's interested in what it looks like, it's called the name of the horse is called El Rey Magnum, and there's a bunch of there's a bunch of stuff going online and signatures to try to stop them from breeding this horse because they're trying to breed it for crazy amounts of money, and it's just it's sad, and it's sad when we do it to horses. It's sad when we do it to dogs.
They do
I
it to
just
dogs.
Giving it hormones,
Yeah.
steroids or something. Maybe
Yeah, I had a dog that was a
steroids,
victim of that. A 280-pound dog my master was a victim of that. They were breeding super large dogs, and they were probably using clenbuterol to do it. Cancer. Dog
oh
got cancer.
geez.
Yeah,
What
young,
is
very
that?
young
Is that
too.
like a hormone? Is that a steroid or a hormone? So,
Yeah, it promotes growth. They use it in
Yeah,
steer. They use it in
Yeah.
some bodybuilders use it. Most bodybuilders use just straight.
I wasn't
test
even
for trend.
meaning just growth. I meant like deforming the animal,
Yeah,
like how we make a leg so stubby and their organs are basically spilling out of them because the organs are so large and the bodies are so
messes them
low.
up. It messes them up.
They have no nostrils, and that's why
Yeah.
they're breathing like
they can't breathe, exactly. No snout.
because there's no snout there. Yeah, there's
It
nobody
messes them up
cares.
and,
Nobody
it
cares.
messes them up, and they don't live long, and it's just like a runt. Like it's just
Yeah, it's sad. But they do it to all types of animals, to get the defined characteristics you want, I've been seeing the little bullies lately. They've become really popular.
all the pit bull bullies, right?
I don't know if it's I think it might be I'm unsure if
Pit bull
it's a
bullies.
pit bull bully. They're very, very small. I mean, like 6-8 inches tall. And they have the very short faces. I think it might be in English, but it's
'Cause when you
very
say
small. It's a
bullies- when you
miniature.
because when you say bullies in New York, they call it the pit bull bullies. They're like
Right.
really big and with the big arms, the big fat head, and
Yeah,
I think
I've
it's
had a
somewhat
couple of
bully.
those.
Yeah.
A couple pit bulls. I used to rehab them when I was younger, but
I
I
love
just
the pit
I don't
bulls.
have the time to rehab pit bulls anymore. And like,
well, if you know someone that needs a place, let me know. I'll rehab them. I know.
yeah, we're not talking
Yeah.
about we're talking about aggressive dogs. You understand? That's what I'm saying, right?
Oh, aggressive dogs? Yeah, I'll take
Yeah.
care of it.
Okay. I just want to make sure you know what I'm talking about.
I know. I could train an aggressive dog to be a sweetheart the next, and give me a
Yeah.
week. Give me a
Yeah.
week with that dog.
So many people take them in. They just don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're getting into.
No, I know.
And then
The
that's why they end up
barking.
aggressive because they don't know how to bring up a dog like this.
No,
Yeah, Brooklyn, in the middle of the night, you'll find the dog dragging your slippers all over the apartment. The only thing unfortunate is you'll still be wearing them.
No, trust me. I dealt with dogs like that. I grew up with dogs like that. I really did. My brothers always had pit bulls that they would rescue, and next thing you know, the dog's chained to the radiator. Which one's barking? Which one's yelling? Which one's this, that? And no, I train pit bulls. I love it. I love pit bulls. I know how to get in their head. I just know them. It's just I could train a pit bull better. Like my dog, my last dog, she would walk next to me, no leash, nothing. I had
Yeah, so did mine. And actually, a couple of times I got the police called on me, and they said that I was walking a baby bear down the street.
Oh, I got police called on me many times. You're not having your dog on a leash. Put your dog on a leash. We'll give you a fine. I'm like, get out of here. It's my service animal.
That was with the cane corso, but I actually had a pit bull, and a pit bull next to him looks like a little tiny miniature dog. Yeah, it looks like a miniature dog. And we've
Anytime
had one
they
of
try
them.
to do that under the ADA law, nope, they can't do that. It's your service animal. Get your dog service, and they can never do something like that. That's your service animal.
I had a pit bull attack him one time, and he grabbed on his neck and started ripping back and forth. And my dog's so fucking, excuse my language, he was so wonderful that he just looked up at me with his big doe eyes, and he was like, "Can I kill him? Can I kill him?"
They got the best block. They do.
What was it, about 160?
No, closer to 120. Closer to 120. Okay. Yeah. But so a pit bull to him is 30 pounds, 35 pounds. It's to him it's like a tiny thing hanging off of his neck.
Sure.
But he had so much control. He's the biggest doll. My cats and him used to curl up and sleep together. I actually had a little nasty feral cat come over, and he came. He was like, oh, he came to protect them. My heart was so warmed.
Oh yeah, the cats get along with the big dogs. They don't mind.
Oh, it's funny how the cats get along with the big dogs. They try to punch the big dog in the face, and
they don't mind at all. They don't react.
Yeah, no,
I used to have a queen-size mattress in front of the fireplace for the two dogs, for the two mastiffs.
Mm-hmm.
The cat used to curl up right in the middle of them.
Yep, exact. Yep, mine were the same.
Yeah, it's the best seeing a cat and a big dog getting together. Oh, that's the best. I love it. Yeah, I love seeing that.
Yeah, anyway, it was one of the best dogs I've ever had. I'm still not ready. And next dog, if I do get another dog, I was thinking maybe Dargo Argentino.
Sam Dulce Betty says she wants you on panel more often.
Oh, does she?
As do we all.
Oh, I love you. I love you, Dulce.
Sam, pit bulls only. Pit bulls only.
God, they're just such small, tiny dogs.
You know the background of a pit bull? Do you know like the real background of a pit bull, like how they were raised?
Well, let us know. Let us know.
They used to be nannies back in the days. Used to babysit the kids on a farm when the parents used to work, right? Like on a farm, they used to babysit the kids. They were nanny dogs.
Really?
That's how yeah.
Wow.
True story.
I'm sure at that point. I think they get a bad rap, and because a lot of them, no offense, but a lot of them have bad owners. A lot of people
abuse them. A lot of people, the use for them is just.
Well, I'm talking. This is way before.
Sure. Like, when dogs were working dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, they're actually the best with kids. You know that.
They can be for sure, but that's also like if you have them, you have to. I can't think of the word. It escapes me right now.
You gotta have them in the beginning. Yes, you do.
Well, you have to do that, but you have to also you have to desensitize them. Like you I know it sounds crazy, but you pull at them, you pull at their ears, you pull at their eyes, you pull at their face skin, you rub them up and down. You want to desensitize them to touch and to being, pulled around a little bit because, but
you have to dominate them too. You have to be a little aggressive.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
You do.
Yeah.
When it comes to a pit bull, you have to raise your hand a little bit and show them who's the boss because they're very dominating dogs. So if they feel that you're scared of them, they know they could take over.
Sure. Well, actually, all dogs are like that. Even the little, even the little guys. Yeah. But they don't. People don't put the little dogs in check as much because they're so little.
Because they're little, isn't that cute?
They feel bad.
It's not cute to me. That's why I hate.
Sometimes they're the meanest.
A little demon, isn't that cute?
It's a little demon, exactly.
But sometimes the little ones are the meanest ones.
They are. They bite them. They actually have the most record for bites, but they're just so small, so they don't get reported as much, or it's just because they haven't done a lot of damage.
It would be embarrassing.
They don't get reported
who bit you at Yorkie. Right?
Well, yeah.
Embarrassing.
like in New York, they don't get reported much because if they bite me, I football kick them. So it's like we're even.
Yeah.
Like you just got punted across the street, so we're even now.
That's what you got to do. Not necessarily punt them, but my mother has gotten a Yorkie, and that thing walks around like it's the queen of the house. And my mom is always so jealous because I walk in the house. Alpha walks in the house, and she just goes right down and automatically starts behaving. Automatically starts getting in check. And she's like, "I don't understand how you do it." I've tried to teach her 100 times, but she won't listen. You know, moms don't listen. They just want you to do all the work, which I told her because I've worked with dogs so long, and I was like, I can't train a dog and then bring it back to you. It just, all of its bad habits come back immediately.
Right.
You have to train the dog in the house.
You have to train the person to
You have to train the person. Yes, Saul. You have to train the person.
Too, the person too, but you got to train it at the house where it's going to be. Like,
yeah, I've done that. So as soon as I leave, especially we had one from a rescue, a Lexi, great dog, but high energy, very high energy. And she would probably be good if my mom could like run the dog well for 30 minutes a day, 45 minutes twice a day. But she just wouldn't. And the dog would get pent up with so much energy that it's just her mind couldn't calm down because her body was so pent up with energy.
Like Jack Russell's. That's like Jack Russell dogs.
Oh, high energy dog. Yeah, Jack Russell.
Yeah. You got to get a treadmill for those dogs.
I know, right?
Rats and raccoons and other vermin. You know?
Yeah, you got to get like a treadmill for those dogs.
Oh, my mom would never do that. Even if I got up to her, as soon as the dog started squirming and yelping a little bit, she'd be like, "Oh my God, you're hurting it. You're hurting it."
Yeah.
Well, Joe, are you there? Were you trying to say something? Because I saw your mute go off. If you were, we didn't hear you. Joe? Okay, never mind. Carry on. I saw his mute go off.
Yeah, I didn't hear any. I didn't hear.
I didn't either. I didn't know if something's wrong with his mic.
I didn't hear nothing either. I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't know.
Very popular too, Jack Russells.
Oh, they're great dogs. They're funny dogs.
But you got to have a house. You got to have property.
You got to have a house. You got to have a house, and you got to have a lot of energy. Because those dogs, they're very smart too, and they're very
very smart.
Ooh, very smart and hyper. So Jack Russell's, I like
any
that.
type of dog, other than just small lap dogs, poodles, Yorkies, whatever.
All dogs, yeah. You talk to your dog. You ever talk to your dog and your dog just looks at you, puts his ears up? They know exactly what you're saying. They know what you're saying. It's
you got to have property. You got to have something for them to go out and burn some energy in. Even if you have a dog walking area, like one of those places where they can all run together.
Yeah, park. Yeah, we have
dog park.
Yep.
What do they call it? They go free. You can take them off leash.
Yep. Yeah, I got like 3 of them around my house. I used to take them all the time.
I feel like I don't trust the other dogs.
Well, yeah, you just gotta know the owners, and you just gotta have, sometimes the dogs can be a little aggressive, but
you can't get distracted, and you have to stay close.
Yeah, my dog is always the one that's big, and it gets bullied because he's calm and quiet, and so he would always. All the little ones would start surrounding him, and it's just
the little dogs love big dogs for some reason.
I was always the one that told I had to be. I was always the one that told I had to be leave because I had a pit bull that was too like fast and aggressive and just didn't take no shit from another dog.
Yeah, golden retrievers are excellent, Crazy Clown. I think that's the lowest incidence of dog bites, if I'm not mistaken. The lowest reported incidence, and considering how many
really.
They're so smart too, though. Golden retrievers, no, they're real good. They're not really aggressive.
Exactly, Ladybug. If you grew up in a house from the time you were born with an animal, with a pet in the home, and you had caring, loving parents who always taught you that animals can feel and animals have senses and souls too, and you must always treat animals kindly. If you do that, you will that's it. You will always love animals, always. And not just your animal, but all animals.
Yes, yeah. That's my daughter too. That's my daughter's grown up. She's decided that she wants to be a vet, a big animal vet.
Yeah, my daughter wants to do it too. Yeah, vet.
Yep. She wanted to do she wanted to do house pets at first, but I tried to really break it down to her that a lot of these animal vets, they, at least in this, we're still having like a lot of are making a lot of their money by declawing and
It's terrible.
yeah. So, and I was like, you really don't want to put the pressure of pushing your of paying off your the rest of the loans outside of scholarships and trying to build a business off of a revolving door of sick animals. It's, I don't know, I've seen a lot of vets that I've come into contact with that don't have the animal's best interest at heart. Don't get me wrong, I've met a couple of amazing vets that they do work for free.
You're so right about that. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I went to so many vets that they would tell me, put your dog down. I'll take care of your dog. Right away they want to kill your dog. They really do. Out here in New York they do. It's all about money.
Well, yeah, so I'm only a hop, skip, and a jump away from you, but
the dynamic is unfair, Ladybug. They always say that no mother should have to bury a child, right? That's the way it is with every pet.
Yeah.
It's every time. It's the same thing. It's the disproportionate amount of years, the lifespan. The average lifespan of a human being 5 to 6 times.
Okay, so I'm just reading this. Golden retrievers and Labradors are the least likely to bite or inflict harm a human, but keep in mind that these dogs are used for hunting. They have soft teeth that are not intended to penetrate birds. By that logic, their teeth would barely penetrate. So even if you were to say get nipped by one, the chances of you actually, having damage done is very low.
Yeah, they're good for like picking the animal up.
Birds.
And
Birds, yes.
Yeah, they're good for picking the animal up and bringing them to the owner.
And that's spurling, as you would say in Brooklyn, spurling.
Yeah. But that's what they're good for. They pick the animal up and bring it to the owner. Like, look what I found.
Funny enough, it's German Shepherds that have some of the most damage done and most bites.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My grandmother had her quite a few years ago. She had my aunt had a nippy dog. I guess we'll call him Nippy just to be gentle and kind. But the dog ripped her entire bicep off.
Wow.
And my grandmother was like, I had an accident, and of course did not report it. And didn't tell the hospital what had happened. So it got infected because obviously it's a dog bite. There's lots of bacteria in there.
Sure.
She needed plastic surgery. She needed special antibiotics, so it healed awfully. And
Hospital
sure enough.
Or no?
Huh?
Hospital stay for the antibiotics and IV or no?
No, I don't believe so. They were under the impression that it was like a machine accident. That it just ripped off ever so.
If they knew it was an animal, they might have kept it for an IV.
Oh, that's what they said. They're like, oh, are you kidding? If we knew it was an animal, we would have dealt with this much different.
Exactly.
And so sure enough, by the way, that dog had bit someone before. Yeah. And then again, and then bit a child afterwards.
How was that
viciously. And that was finally when they took the dog away and put it down because it was a nuisance.
What's up, Joe?
Oh, no, just listening to what you guys are saying.
We're talking about dogs. We haven't come to Chihuahuas yet.
Oh, shit.
We're getting there. We're working our way downsize.
We started from the top and we're working to the bottom.
We'll get there.
Speaking of dogs, Julia's a traitor.
I don't want to say too much because I know she's going to be back in a couple of hours.
True.
My G, I don't want to hear this again.
What have you done now?
Time. Yeah, I'm going to be quiet on this one. Come on. She did this.
Dude, she's just nasty. She lies. She starts trouble with Big Mama. And whenever she gets mad, she runs right over there, hangs out with, you know what I mean? Hangs out with
people.
Julia is Julia-ine.
Yeah, Julia.
Yes.
Julia.
Julia is really Ellison Poole.
Hmm.
Who?
She was over there doxing my name, fucking putting my full name in the comment section and shit. Like, what the fuck are you doing? That's why I'm
Julia
really
did,
pissed.
or Al? You're saying Allison?
Well, that's her name. That's her real name, Ellison.
Oh,
Since-
okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Hey,
Since she's
Alice in
fucking
Wonderland.
I just don't understand, especially when she knows she does this about once a week. You'd think that, you'd be like, there's a good chance I'm going to be over there in about 24 hours.
Joe, you know what a ghoul is, right? Joe? I think
That's Alice in Wonderland. She on
you know what
mushroom.
a ghoul
maybe?
is, right, Brooklyn? I know Sam knows. You know what a ghoul is.
A ghoul?
Mm-hmm.
A ghoul, yeah. G-H, right?
O-U-L.
O-U-L.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's a grave robber.
Yeah.
Actually, beyond that, it was an actual cadaver robber.
Yeah.
That's where the term came from. People in medical schools back in the 1800s, especially
Yeah, ghoul.
not here in the UK, they needed cadavers, for their anatomical studies and for teaching students.
Yeah.
And the ghouls would dig them up and sell them.
That's
It's
large
sick.
around here. I'm right next to Yale, so
Right.
They have them over here too, the ghouls. Yeah. That's why I said I had to spell it out. I wasn't sure if I heard you right. Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
That's it.
They have them over here. They do the studies on them. It's sick. That's just sick.
Well, they have to. They have to study on something.
I get that, but I mean, come on.
yeah, there's plenty of people who are willing to donate, and I don't have any
Exactly.
problem with that. You donate your body to science. That's how it moves
Oh yeah.
forward.
Once I'm dead, you can strip me butt naked and take whatever you want.
I'm donating my body to science fiction.
Yeah, I'm gonna donate everything. Donate my
Donate
I
your
don't
donuts.
want to.
Whatever.
I don't even want an autopsy. I don't want my chest cracked open. I don't want my
Take it
brain
all.
weighed. I don't want any of that.
Take it all. See
Yeah.
what Brooklyn Order was thinking the whole
Yeah,
time.
you don't want to be festooned all over some tables and stuff.
That's
wait,
exactly.
No, I
guess.
want them to make history about me. Be like, look what this guy was thinking all these years. You believe this? Look what he
Have
was
you guys
thinking.
ever
This
seen the
guy's a sick
museums?
bastard.
They have, I think it's in Germany. It started. I don't know if they have them here, but where they take like all of they like slice the bodies
Yep.
so that you can see them. They take
course
the,
I
Yeah, rip me open, and take whatever you
Yep.
want. Study
the whole
whatever you
nervous
want.
system,
Make
the whole
history out of me. That's
Yeah.
Sartorial sections, sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that is so interesting. I
And
just
And I'm
like
down-
seeing it.
down the
Totally
weird.
different. Totally different than seeing it on CAT scans. The slide.
Yes, very different. I don't know if they epoxy it or
A lot of people
or-
can't handle that. That's when they realize that they can't be medical people. When they start seeing
Yeah.
it.
Did you know that dentists have to do just as much medical
Sure.
training as and I was actually surprised by this, but the number one people in the nation that self-delete, we'll say, are physicians and dentists.
Mhm.
And then third is police officers.
And hell has plenty of physicians. If you ever
Police
find yourself in
officers.
hell, you'll never have a
Yes.
problem finding
Police
legal
officers is number
representation
3.
or medical help.
Oh, that kind of fooled me because they're like the dumbest out here in New York City.
Hell's just chock full of doctors and lawyers.
Yeah. And I was surprised that they made dentists go through as much of that training as regular
Sure.
physicians.
The police
Oh, yeah.
officers out here
They have
can't
to
even.
be adept.
They can't. The police officers out here, they can't have a high IQ. They won't be hired. They have to be stupid. It's a true fact. They won't
Yeah,
hire. if
I've
you're
heard
too
they did
smart.
the same thing in a military. Is like there's where they're looking for more than one. It's not just IQ. They're also looking for like how agreeable you are. What is your chances of going with the flow, so to speak. So
Exactly.
if you have a high IQ and you are known to not play well, I guess, then
Yeah, with
you
others.
automatically
Yeah, play
you'll
well with
automatically
others.
you'll automatically be not be allowed to be in there. But if you do have the high IQ and you're willing to basically do anything they say, then you'll be at the top, you know.
Yeah, well,
A couple
that's the
days ago,
problem.
I paid Samantha a great compliment and pegged her IQ at 145 plus.
Oh,
Did you ever have
geez.
your
I
Did you
didn't
ever
hear
have your
that.
IQ measured?
I wonder what my IQ is. I'm so
Mm.
burnt out.
Sam, have you ever done an IQ test? Standard IQ?
No,
I haven't done one in so long.
I was going to
I-
ask how close I was.
no, I've never had an IQ test. I only made it to 8th grade. I only made it to 8th grade.
Because you
That's all
retain
right.
your knowledge. You retain everything that you read.
As long as you're above 6th grade reading, right? Like the daily
Oh
news
no,
reading.
I'm
They
far
say
above
as
a
long as
lot
you
of
can read the
college
newspaper.
graduates, but it's just I just never went. I was boring. School was so boring.
I know. But they say as long as you can read the newspaper, you're above like average reading.
Well,
Well,
racing
no,
form.
yeah, I'm way above that. Yeah,
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's like above average.
But-
is
but
reading the
they've-
newspaper, like the Daily News
but it's
or
not.
whatever.
It's not fair because they've re-established what our IQs are. Like an IQ from 40 years ago that was 100 is closer, you know, or an 80 then is closer to 100 now.
Correct.
So I just try not to go about, you know, I try to measure myself fairly, not measure myself against mouth breathers.
And
Yep.
I'll admit it, I'm fucking stupid sometimes. I don't know. I don't give a
Nah,
fuck.
you come out with some stuff.
I
You're
sure.
okay.
I
Just-
freestyle it. but I'm stupid
You come out
sometimes.
with some gem, Spider, every once in a while.
It's not always about speech, you know. Sometimes
I know.
there's a lot more going on, even with people who don't have the best linguistics.
Good word. Linguistics.
Sometimes the
moist.
weed,
Those are
though.
the two words for tonight. Linguistics and moist.
Oh, geez, and moist again, moist
is
again.
always one of the key words of the evening.
I like when it's moist. I like when she's moist. Tasty.
That's it.
Tasty. Very tasty. Yummy.
It's-
Yummy for
put
the
it-
tummy.
Put a nickel in your mouth. You'll be just as happy.
Yummy for the tummy.
Breakfast of champions.
Absolutely. Morning, noon, and night.
You are who you eat.
That's what I am in the picture. Yeah. Yep. Paddling, where are you, bro? What's up, paddling?
He's
What
around
happened? Joe, wait,
someplace.
what just happened? We just all did like the Brady Bunch dance around. What happened?
Joe,
Oh, Jimmy
Joe
just-
dropped off.
Yeah,
Probably
I thought
doing something in the background that has something to do with Julia's traitorism.
possibly.
Oh.
I thought about trying to like see if I could apply for Mensa.
You should.
But you know, I'm also like I guess I'm just as scared to like really get gutted. You know what I mean?
Just make sure you don't do a typo and write Menses instead of Mensa.
Oh no. Yeah, I thought about it. But no, I'm honestly a doofus in all reality.
No, you could do it.
I am. I was
You're
telling
intelligent.
Joe
You
this
can do it.
morning, actually, or not this morning, but not too long ago, that I started reading. A lot of people have suggested to behold a pale white horse.
Uh-huh. You
And
know who would like that? Ladybug.
really,
The white
Okay.
horse. Anything to do with horses.
oh well. So I started reading that, and I'm already like so into it. Now I understand why so many people have suggested it to me. And it really goes into the silent weaponry and how the nation is being subverted, how they use propaganda and to kind of slowly, take over essentially people's mind and make them slightly uncomfortable, lowering the education system. And I'm only in the beginning and we've already gone over so much. I'm like, oh, I'm excited. And the best part about it is if anybody is interested, you can find this on YouTube for free. You don't need to purchase it. You don't need to use an Audible credit. You can just go right on YouTube and they have the reading there. It's not the best. It's not the best, I don't want to say author, the best person reciting it,
Mhm.
but it is a great information I think it was by Bill Cooper. I don't know if anybody knows who that is, but
No idea.
but yeah. So I would.
I know who Bill Cosby is, but not Bill Cooper.
And I know who D.B. Cooper is.
He was somebody that was kind of like disappeared by the government because they said too much, and they were considered the most dangerous radio host in the past.
And Jackie Cooper, who was the little kid in the Charlie Chaplin movies, and then Perry White in the Superman later on.
Jackie Cooper? Who's that? Wait, Jackie Cooper. Sounds familiar.
Actor. He was Perry White in the Superman. I think it was Superman 1.
Two. Oh,
Two?
was it one? Yeah, there was two. Wait, I don't know. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah.
I think it was both of them. I think it was 1 and 2.
Who gives
Yeah,
a
one
shit?
and two. I remember two. I don't remember one that much.
Boy, did that come a long way, huh?
Wow. Old
The
school.
CGI.
Everything
Right.
has come. I mean, the first, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the first Superman was in like 38, maybe.
Oh, no. Well, we're talking about the movie. The movie from 1970.
Yes, yeah.
76, 77, something like that. But yes, the first one was 1938, Action Comics 1. That's the first appearance of Superman. And that was actually, I don't know if you know the history of Superman. The two of them, Siegel and Schuster, right? Two Jewish kids, about 13, 14 years old, wrote a story called The Reign of the Superman for their high school gazette. And it was published there. And it
Really?
had nothing to do, it was more like 1984. It was more like a mad scientist looking all out over society, like in control, okay, like Big Brother. Only it was one person, it wasn't a government. And they used the title Superman. Later on, they conceived of Superman, of an actual Superman coming from the planet Krypton, and his name being Kal-El and his father Jor-El. And they gave it, Superman is a messianic mythology. Superman is Jesus. And Jor-El sent his only son to Earth, right? Same thing. God sent his only son to Earth to help the people of Earth.
Actually,
Jor-El did the same
numbnuts,
thing,
he's
thus the
referring to
name Jor
Moses, but please
hyphen
keep fucking
El.
up the
El
Bible as
meaning
well as
God
Superman.
in Hebrew. So that's why in all the Superman movies, you always see an instance of crucifixion. You'll always see Superman at one point with his arms outstretched to the side, one foot
Yes.
a little higher than the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's the symbolism. It's the messianic symbolism of Superman.
Interesting. Wow, that's interesting.
That's very interesting. Yeah, because I love stuff like that.
Yeah, but they took that around. Superman, nobody wanted it. Eventually, they published it in Action Comics 1, and Action Comics 1 had Superman on the cover.
There you go.
They
Merry
didn't have him
Christmas.
on the
I'll be
cover
back.
until Action 7 and then Action 10.
10
Still
and then
the,
11, I think. I think even up to 11. I remember.
No, 11 is the cover of 11 is a train, I think.
Oh, that's when they switched it, I think, with
Yes,
him.
because they used to switch off with the Adventure, and then Leo
Yeah,
Amelia used to do the
yeah.
covers of them.
Yeah, that's right. Because the comics, I used to be big on comic books. I used to love
Schuster did the cover of Action Comics #1, and that cover was actually used in Wiz #1, where he's holding up a car doing the same thing, and they were actually sued. Fawcett was sued over that by DC over plagiarism.
Wow.
But that's how Superman was conceived, and he started in 1933.
That's how it was conceived.
Well, the idea, the general idea, was conceived.
Like that. They dropped the load on him.
Yeah, up until 1938, most of those comics from DC Comics.
Those are the best, though. I miss those days, right? Like,
yeah, they were
comics,
they
right?
were a non-superhero book. They were mostly just adventure stories.
Do you miss that? Like going to the stores and buy a comic book? I miss that.
We still have a comic book. We still have a comic place not too far out from me.
Really?
And they have action figures and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, most of the comics have been replaced by that. In other words, in those stores, tons of figurines and things like that.
Yes, lots of figurines. Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, obviously, there's really not many originals. A lot of those have been collected, but it's more just for fun, for old times. Yes.
How many different companies make Darth Vader statues? I mean, from 6 feet tall all the way down to the size of a keychain.
I was shocked to learn that Batman it only came out 2 years later. I always I always thought
Came
that
out
was
the 1 year later. It came out in
one or one
1939.
39. Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Detective
Uh,
Comics 27. Before that, it was a detective magazine showing crime types. It was a crime comic.
I always thought that Batman was I guess I perceived that Batman would have been a later addition, but I was
Yeah.
pretty shocked to learn that it was 1 and 2, right?
All
One
those
after another.
characters were conceived between 1938 and 1942. All of them. Dr. Fate, Sandman.
Yeah,
you
they
know,
just
all-
regurgitate the same exact characters.
Yes.
I don't understand why we can't make some new characters, have some new plots, have some. It's just the same stuff regurgitated. Even with the Disney movies, they just keep remaking the same classics.
It's a formula that works. They just keep repeating the same formula. It's like
history.
movies.
Just like
How many
history.
new ideas in movies are there? It's
That's
all the
very
same
true.
thing.
It's just like history too. History repeats itself.
Repeats
I-
itself.
I just
Exactly.
think we can have a similar type story without having the exact same story. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
you kind of like with the
They gotta
Jordan
make a
Peterson
story.
actually
They
does
gotta
a
make
great.
a story like with Brown and just put
Yes, that would be
Yeah.
fantastic.
That's what they gotta do. I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
No, that's a good idea. We should
Jordan
work on that.
Peterson does a great breakdown of Pinocchio and how that he needs to save his father.
Jordan
that a son's
Peterson is a
need to
creepy
save his
asshole
father.
that tells you that women are
From the belly
actually
of the whale, the
lesbians because they
beast,
begrudgingly have sex with him.
And so I think like reconceptualize that same idea of saving your, saving your father, whatever. Same thing with the Lion King. So see, they've redone this by with the Lion King on some levels.
Pinocchio was the best.
Oh, guys, I got a call. Keep talking. I'll be
Go
back.
ahead, go ahead.
Pinocchio was the best. Oh man,
A lot
that
of
was
people
great.
don't give it enough credit. And you know what
I know.
was one of the best when he goes to the island of the Lost Boys and he's smoking and drinking and
yeah, he's all messed up.
Yeah,
right?
and-
they're using him like a puppet. I have no strings to hold me. Yeah, it was all messed up.
yeah.
That was it.
And
That
then
was-
the cat, the sly cat that comes in and he's like, "Come on,
Yeah.
kid, I can do this for you. I can do that for you." And he leads him away from goodness.
It's crazy. A lot of people probably don't know what Pinocchio is. They don't
Yeah,
know it, so.
there's a lot of these
That and
lessons.
Labyrinth. Remember Labyrinth too? That was another movie.
I don't know if I've seen Labyrinth. I don't-
Labyrinth is great. That was.
This is a Disney movie?
No, I don't know if it was Disney, but it was with David Bowie. It was a trip out. This was definitely a trip out movie, but it was a kids movie. It was a real kids movie, like Annie, Annie, the Never Ending Story, Labyrinth.
Oh, I remember Never Ending Story. I definitely remember
Man,
that one.
Big Dog, right?
Here,
Yeah,
I'm
that was
gonna
a
write.
big one.
Let me write this
Yeah.
down real quick so I don't forget it.
But Labyrinth, Labyrinth is great. Oh man, that's a great movie.
Okay.
Great legend, like an old classic movie with David Bowie. He was great.
Yeah, I have a big list of movies that I like, that are supposed to be greats that I need to get to see, but I put
I
that
like to
right up in the
watch.
list.
Yeah, I like to watch old school movies sometimes. I really do.
So one of my favorites is Gone with the Wind. I know it's corny.
Yeah.
I know it's
Gone with the
corny.
Wind. No, it was great back then. It was.
Yeah. It's there'll never be another love like this. Yeah. I was so upset watching it as a child. I was like, why won't you let him love you?
I guarantee you watch Labyrinth, you're gonna bug out. That's a great.
Is it like trippy? Like kind of like
A
the other
little.
one was?
A little bit, but it's just like it is trippy. It definitely is. But for kids, no, it's not. But for adults, it is. And
Oh my! I watched this really scary one, and it was like a claymation with all this crazy devil stuff. I can't remember what it's called right now. It's slipping my mind. And they have it's almost like this face, this mask that comes up. It's just like I don't know if this rings a bell for you. It's like a long almost like a Grim Reaper type of dressing, and it's holding this mask as its face. And then there's these two small children, and he creates these clay people, and they're all happy, and they're like, oh, this is awesome. These are like little clay people, and they just look like little people on a little world. And then he kills all of them, and it like turns really dark. No, this doesn't sound familiar.
Oh, I want to say I don't know. It almost does, but now I gotta think. I gotta look this up.
I'll see if I can find it in the background here for you.
Because it almost sounded like some American Horror Story. Because those are based on true stories.
No, because it's claymation, like I said.
Yeah, no, I got you, but I'm just saying like American Horror Story type thing, because that's all based on true events too.
Really, I didn't know it was
Crazy.
based on true events.
Yeah, every story you look it up, and there's a background to that story. Every single one. You know all the seasons, right? You ever watch American Horror Story?
I've watched, I think, the first and second one, and then that was it. I was like, it kind of lost me.
Every story has a based on true events, like something that happened back in the day. Yep, every single one.
Apparently, Pinocchio was too. Like they hung him, and that was why they have him from the strings.
So the 8th grade dropout doesn't know this. But
they hung
I'll
a
just
boy,
say
I
here,
think.
Stories like Pinocchio are from the Grimm's
God damn it.
brothers from like hundreds of years ago. In
American Horror Story.
Foreign country.
I didn't realize that.
You look that up. You
Every
have
season.
Google.
No, really.
Just saying.
I think it's like 12 seasons they have in every season. If you look it up, if you actually Google it, it comes up that like every.
I love true crime and stuff like that. Like I love listening to true crime stories.
Oh yeah, they made us smarter out here. Yeah, thanks to them.
Yeah.
They made us smarter.
No, unfortunately, most of the people who do those things aren't the smartest tools in the shed. They think they're so smart, but they're not. Here it is. Creepy's Adventures of Mark Twain. This was it.
Adventures of Mark Twain. I gotta look into this.
Hold on. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Are you able to like copy something from the chat?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, hold on. So
I gotta watch this. That sounds great. I like things like that because Mark Twain is actually that's history. That's old. Yeah, Carnival, right? Nick Volt. Yeah. The Carnival was good, and nothing beat the Horror House. What's that? Murder House. Season 1 was the best. The Carnival, and I liked the other one too with the elections with Trump, right? With the cult. The cult was.
I haven't seen that either.
Oh, the cult. Oh, the cult was a good one. Carnival was a good one.
So I just put it in the chat for you. I had to do it through the regular chat because if I back out, obviously, then I will. If I back out, then I'll push myself off a StreamYard here.
Yeah, I got you. What I do is I log into the StreamYard on Chrome, and then I can still go into the chats from YouTube.
I think I'm on through Safari.
Yeah, Safari. Yeah, the best thing to do is copy it and go into Chrome because then you can go into Safari on YouTube. You can do it both at the same time.
Yeah, every time I start moving around on the StreamYard on my phone, I always click out somehow, some way. That's why I try not to.
Oh, that's because you're hitting X, I think.
I either hit X or I say done, and it's like, because I don't always hit leave. I hit like done, or like go, like even if I try to look at the private chat and go back, man, I'm always kick myself out. That's why I'm just like, I'm just staying here. I'm done. Yeah. Can't figure it out. I've
done that so many times, and I learned my lesson not to hit that bottom right X. Get it. Keep your finger away from there. Because I tell you, every time I kick myself off, and I would just blame it on the internet. I'm like, damn, internet went down.
Did you?
Yeah, you gotta blame it on somebody, but
Yeah, I actually have had quite a bit of internet problems, but it's so weird when I'm like out and about and doing things, I never lose connection. And then I could be sitting like right up against my router and I feel like I'm having connection. So now I just stay off of the Wi-Fi and I don't have an issue.
I do the same thing. Sometimes I come home, same thing. My Wi-Fi sucks so bad, I shut it off and it's like better. And then I call them the next morning. I start arguing with them, and it's just the internet sucks. I know it does.
And I got the best internet you can buy. It's not like I'm on the cheap level or something. This is the best package you can get. That's why there's no reason for it. And I've been talking about this to the other people too that say the same thing that. Like we're all noticing that over time it's getting worse and worse. And even not just my internet connection, but my phone connection itself. I never dropped calls 10 years ago, never dropped calls. I could go anywhere I want, at least in my area, because, you know, we're in the Northeast and we have pretty good amount of, not satellites, but towers here. And all of a sudden, in the last, say, year or two, I've been having all types of issues. And they keep saying, oh, it's better than ever. It's better than ever. And it's like, it's definitely not better than ever. I know you're trying to sell us to that because you want to give a new package where all of a sudden we get the connection that we already had back.
Believe me, we go through the same thing here. If we have a bad storm, the internet's down. That's it. The internet's the worst in New York.
Oh, well, no. See, we usually always have internet. It doesn't matter how bad a storm. Unless
have it. No, we'll have internet, but it'll just be really slow.
Slow.
Like if it's raining
Gotcha.
or if it's snowing or cloudy. And I got the best package too. Of course, I need it. This is what I do. I need the internet, and there's just a bunch of mutts. They take your money and
I think there's
We
no
regret to
excuse
inform
for
you.
it. If you have the best package, you shouldn't be having issues all the time. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for that. You're not having issues.
For that service, exactly. And every once in a while, I got to reboot the box. You got to like unplug it, wait 20 seconds.
And it's crazy now. It's like $150 almost for the internet.
I wish. I'm paying more than that. Paying almost 200.
Yeah. So that's what I'm like. It's like I know it's at least 150.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is, and then it's like it doesn't want to work. It's like, what's the point? Why am I paying you?
Yeah.
And then they give you a song and a dance. They try to fool you, and then I tell them, come over here, give me a new box, Spider. Like, give me another one. That's it.
What is the spider? I don't understand this. What is spider supposed to mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like an inside joke. A lot of people know what that means. Come on, Spider, get over here and dance it. Dance the body.
Okay, gotcha.
What, you never saw Goodfellas, the movie Goodfellas?
I have.
Hey, gabagool, fucking Spider there. Hey, bullshit from the East Coast here. Hey, Italian deaf guy. Hey, fuck you.
It's a Brooklyn.
Of course, it's one of my favorite movies, actually. But I guess I didn't understand the joke. It went over my head.
You should know what Spider means then. If that's your favorite movie.
I said one of, but yes.
Well, one of is pretty up there. It's in the top 10 then, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Well, yeah. So Spider is like, get over here, Spider. Dance the fucking drink over here. It's a Brooklyn thing. It's just people know.
I guess I don't. I guess I didn't put spiders in with
Not
dancing
with the S. It's like a spider, like a R. No, it's not plural like that. Don't get rid of the S. Spider. Okay. Hey, Spider, get over here. Like a lot of people know what that means when you tell people in here. Or Henry Hill, like you fucking rat. You're Henry Hill. You rat bastard. They know who that is. And he's still alive, that guy, believe it or not, which is amazing. Well, actually, no, I think he just died a couple of years ago. Henry Hill. Yeah, I think he finally died.
Finally.
Yeah, he was a rat. Took out the mob and everything, and he still lived. Yeah, I think Henry Hill died.
That's what happens when you get all the protection.
Oh, yeah, that was bad. Rather die before that. I become a snake in the grass or a rat. No way. I'm not doing none of that. Never rat someone out. Or be a little snake. I don't like the snakes. I'm sorry. Just how I was raised. That's how it is. You keep your mouth shut. Yeah, I'm trying to see if Henry Hill's still alive. I think he died. I think it was a couple of years ago from cancer.
Great conversation. Just keep it up. I love
She
it.
said you're talking about the Harlem Gangster, right? She said that show Harlem Gangster with Method Man. That was a good show too, the Harlem Gangster. Or yeah, I think it was the Harlem Gangster with the Malcolm X. I think Method Man was in that. But that's what you're talking about.
So if you go to dark claymation, if you type that in at on the YouTube, it will come up with all types of like crazy stuff.
Yeah, like crazy stuff.
Yeah, so if you type in dark claymation, because I don't know if you were able to snag that from the chat, the link I left. Oh, you did link.
Yeah,
You were able to get it. Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
it's on my screen. But if I click on it, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, you're gonna boot you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
I got one device as of now because the NYPD took 3 of my phones and everything, so I only have one for now. But I have it. It's sitting right in my corner. I'm ready to look it up, and I remember the name. I got it.
You're gonna be like, next time you see, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that was for children.
I want to watch that. Yeah, I want to see it. A lot of shows for children look crazy. Even SpongeBob, like a lot of things. You know, SpongeBob, like you know how crazy SpongeBob was for kids when they're young. My kids used to fiend for SpongeBob.
Yeah, a lot of it goes over people's heads, though. A lot of it goes over kids' heads, and it's you want to make it because parents have to watch it too. You know, we want to have a little giggle to inside jokes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I would laugh, and then they would both turn around and look at me like, "What was so funny?" I'm like, "Never mind."
Yeah.
It flew over your head like the airplane, like going over time. Like, just forget it.
It's for us. It's not for you. You don't worry about
it. and then as they got older, they picked up on it. And they're like, "You're such a burnout, Dad. You're shot." It's not like teens. They're not kids no more. So.
I didn't really watch much SpongeBob. That was kind of like a little bit after me.
I had no choice to. I had to be like tied down and watch it. I had no choice to.
You had no choice.
You know, you have no choice. You're like SpongeBob or this or that. Like, no, let's not watch the same movie over. Like Labyrinth and all those movies, those old school movies. You know, times I watched those over and over and.
Yeah. My daughter had a few of her favorites too. That oh my gosh, she could watch it back to back to back.
Yeah, I'll act out Frozen right now. Jesus Christ! If I hear Frozen one more time, no way. Absolutely not.
You know every word by heart, right?
Oh my Lord, it was crazy. After a while, it was like I go to sleep and wake up and start thinking it in my brain, like, what's going on?
That's what it's meant to do. It's meant to get stuck in your head. That's what's the propaganda they're trying to shove down you.
Absolutely. You start thinking it at work, or you start thinking about it. You know, they know how to get in your head. Where did everybody go tonight? Everyone passed out.
Yeah, well, it's also their, once the drama goes, most people go. Everybody loves to watch a train wreck, you know.
Yeah, I'm about to pass out because I had a long day. I had to go to court today, and I did a lot of lives, so I'm done. My brain is fried.
Yeah. No, I'm supposed to usually be going to bed here around 10, so I'm way past myself too.
Yeah, I'm old. I'm not young no more.
How old are you?
I'm 40, so I can't do it.
40? Okay, you're only a hop, skip, and a jump ahead of me.
Yeah, but I work and then I do a lot of these audits too. I do a lot. I'm just tired. I'm always tired. I can sleep 10 hours. I'm still tired.
Yeah. Oh, I love sleeping too. I love sleeping.
Absolutely.
And do you take like a multivitamin or you do any?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so yeah,
No,
you
I
definitely.
take the vitamins. I think I need like a B12 shot in my ass.
I was gonna
I
say
don't know. It wakes
B12,
me up.
Big 12, B12. Most doctors won't give you B12 shots anymore, but if you can get them, I highly suggest them. Like a good vitamin D3 that's absorbable, very good.
Yeah.
That will definitely help your energy levels for sure.
Well, yeah, the B12. I got to. So I don't want that. I don't want too much energy.
Really? Oh man, I would love behind the scenes to get in touch with one of these one of your doctors, because the doctors that I know won't do it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Down here, I'll bring you right to a doctor. They'll give you a B12 any way you want.
Really?
Toes,
That
arms,
sounds
wherever you want.
beautiful. No, not here, not
Absolutely.
anymore.
Even
I'm right over
cortisone
the
shots.
border. I'm right over the border in Connecticut. So even my brother had to go. He had to go to New York to get his vasectomy done because they wouldn't do it here.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, because Connecticut, they got real strict laws out there. They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they suck out there. Even like with cortisone shots. Cortisone shots, sometimes I have to take one in the back. So I got a bad injury. I got ran over by a car when I was working for Con Ed.
Jeez.
And, yeah, so I got to take cortisone shots once in a while in the back. It hurts. And, and New York is the only one that would do it because they're scared to give you cortisone shots.
Which is weird because New York is actually like far more blue than we are. So you'd think that there'd be. Connecticut's actually it's crazy as it sounds. It's purple. It just barely ticks over into the blue by like a few votes. But it's actually pretty. Yeah, no, you can look for yourself.
I know.
It's and then right above us in Massachusetts, it's also very blue. But you would think.
I'm sorry, you're more of a constitutional state. You're more of a constitutional state.
We are the constitutional state.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm more of a liberal state, which I don't want to say it kind of like that in a bad way. I hope no one takes it in a bad way, but no, this New York is, oh God, it's horrible. I got to get out of here. I don't want to be here no more.
No, neither do I. We're leaving very shortly. Most of the people that I know around here are just barely trying to hang on.
Yep, I have to hang on. I can't go nowhere. I got to wait a couple of years
because of the kids.
Older. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so that's why we're staying. That's why we've stayed. My daughter's going to be 18 here in a few months and off to college. So, I can't wait.
I could drive and see New York burn down, and I would be partying.
It's only the middle of Connecticut that's bad. It's like all the highway that goes all the way from the leg, we'll call it the peninsula, all the way through into the middle, and like everything dotted around that is like crap. But the minute you go outside of that, it's gorgeous. It's farmland. It's trees.
Yeah. My mother was in Brantford, right? Brantford, I think it's called.
Oh, Brantford's a middle. It's a little bit city, a little bit suburbs.
Nice over there. Yeah, she was over there. I went out there. I felt like I landed in Mars. I'm like, where am I?
Yeah, my husband worked in Brantford a long time.
Brantford is real nice. I loved it out there.
It's nice because it's not quite into the woods. It still gives you a little bit of the city feel, but not so much city where you're overwhelmed.
Yeah. Yes. And they're just different people, different atmosphere, everything. It was just it was amazing. Ending out of New York. I can go to PA and be happy. I don't care. I want to be off the grid. Honestly,
I like being in the middle. Like I love that I can go 10 minutes in one direction and be in a large city, and I can go 10 minutes in another direction and be in woods with no houses for miles.
Nope, you could leave me off the grid in the middle of the woods, and I'll survive. I love it.
But the problem with that is that anytime you need anything, you have to take these like long trips once a month, an hour into a city to get friggin' stuff. Here you can be like, you're like in the middle of the woods and you drive 15 minutes through the woods and then bam, you go on the other side and you can just be where you need to be. You don't need to drive an hour back and forth, in the middle of nowhere. You're still in the middle of nowhere, but it's, you know what I'm saying? You're kind of like in a little niche, I'll call it.
I got you, but I'll take that hour trip to get away from all this drama over here. Oh my God. The drama. No, I want to be off the grid real soon. I want to build a bunker underground. Honestly.
Oh, I know. That would be awesome.
There's bunkers, you ever see that show?
You just got to reinforce it real. Yes, I have. You got to reinforce it well. A lot of them, they get all weathered inside and all the moisture and all that. But they make some really great ones. But you got to have good money.
You got to have ventilation. You got to have
you gotta have good money to. Those things don't run cheap.
Trust me, I'm a plumber. I'll have the best ventilation.
Bunkers sound great, but you know what? Like when I think about it, I'm like, man, all it's gonna take me is a couple of smoke bombs, sticking them in your ventilation caps, and putting a couple of rocks on top of your escape hatch, and y'all are done. I'm gonna smoke you out. You're gonna be done, and then I'm gonna pop that thing open and take everything you have.
But that's if they could find it.
Yeah, it needs to be very, very
hidden. Yeah, that's the trick of it. Like the show, they have them hidden. There's no way you could find those ventilations.
So I have to be honest. I don't even think
they're inside trees. They put them inside trees now.
Or what I'm saying.
That's the way it needs to be because it's so easy to. Yeah,
boring.
It needs to be.
You would have to be on top of a 20-foot tree.
Mess with
to
these
find
idiots.
That ventilation. That's impossible.
But
who's going to climb a 20-foot, 30-foot tree and find your ventilation through it?
Well, somebody who has maybe like some type of
experience.
Oh my God!
Experience. I was going to say, it's some.
That's the only one.
Some things so that you can see that there's vacancies underground or
like the Walking Dead type of thing. Like the Walking Dead. Like they know. Like all right, there's someone hiding in here. I could sense it.
No. That's not what I meant. I meant using technology, but.
No, even the technology. No, they have all that stuff where you could detect yourself from like the heat, like You know how they could find you like in a helicopter with the heat.
Heat sensors. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So no, they do it where they detect themselves. Where there's no way you're finding them under there. It's
but what about those like sensors? I don't know if it's not a seismograph. What am I thinking of? But it basically it shoots down underneath the ground looking for big vacant holes. You know what I'm talking about?
What's it called? I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
okay, so something like that, where you're just basically scanning over the ground, looking for this a large vacant hole. They do that looking for caves, looking for water, fresh water and different things like that.
You would have to know the exact location, though.
Sure, no, of course.
So if you're in the middle of the woods and you got a bunker underground, no one's finding you. I mean, it's so hard to. The way they have it, it's so. I gotta put the link up. I want to find it. What was the show? These guys were so good. They really were.
It's on regular TV because I don't watch much regular TV. That's probably why I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was on regular TV, but it's kind of old. It's a couple of years ago, and they were building these great bunkers, and they were way down there, 30, 40 feet down. So they were so undetected. There was no way you could find them. It was impossible. They had jet flights, like the helicopters, everyone, heat sensors, all that. So undetected.
So I've seen something like that, but 40 feet down, that is, you're right. No, that would be very difficult to find.
Yeah, and then what they will do is they will use the trees as their ventilation. They'll just like.
I've even heard that they when I've watched a show similar to that, they would have these. What would you call it? It's almost like a filter in type of the ventilation, so that if there was any kind of like fallout or something, you wouldn't die inside of, that wouldn't be your tomb, because you have this very expensive filtration systems that keep all the nuclear or whatever
Yeah, exactly.
stuff
Ventilation.
out.
Yeah, exactly. It vents out all that, any kind of chemical warfare, all that. And that's what I feel is going to happen. Well, I don't know. With everything going on, you gotta be off the grid. I'm telling you, you gotta have a backup plan. It's going to happen. We are screwed.
I genuinely think much of the warfare is going to be, or has been, kind of like it has been recently, where this is what I was mentioning earlier with Behold a Pale White Horse. It's warfare on a different level. It's what we call silent warfare. So it's not bombs, it's not fire, it's not destruction. It's warfare on a psychological level. It's getting people to kill themselves.
Chemical.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So they do that. I don't even mean chemical. I mean chemical, yes, but chemical by introducing, drugs. Chemical by, whatever they.
It's kind of the same category. I know exactly where you're going. Yes. Yeah. They made a movie about that. That was the movie where what movie was that? Where they dropped some kind of chemical bomb or something, and next thing you know, like if you were outside, you started killing each other. It's on Netflix. It was
Really, I haven't seen that one yet. I don't watch too much TV.
They actually made a movie about that. Like
I feel like they're mentally trying to prepare people for that by putting a bunch of it there.
They're giving you hints. Yeah, they're giving you hints. That's what I'm trying to. Yeah, that's what I was trying to go. Like they're giving you hints of like what can happen. Like same thing with all that, the apocalypse, and believe me, it's gonna just. Think about 20 years from now, 10 years ago from now, right? It wasn't like this. It's just getting worse and worse. And trust me, they're preparing you for this. They really are. They want to. They want to prepare you, but they also want to control you at the same time.
Yes, exactly. I agree. I agree with that.
So that's what they want to do. And they're doing it little by little. They're starting to know how to get inside your head. And people are falling for it, and it's sad.
I think honestly, I think they're beyond knowing what's in your head. I think they place what's in your head. I think they.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think they're a step ahead. I think they're a step ahead, honestly.
And maybe in other states out here, they're trying to get a step ahead of you, but like people are catching on, but. People are just so gullible. It's like you cannot believe the government. Don't believe the social media, like the media, the social media. Don't believe that shit.
No, I know. It's sad to think that people still believe that the government has your best interest at heart.
No, they don't. They really don't.
Of course not.
I promise you, no, they don't. I trust me, they do not. Absolutely not. They don't have no best interest for you. Absolutely not. They want to control you. They want to tell you what to do, where to go, and what time. And once they have it like that, that's when they know.
They kind of do in their own way. And they do this by, they have you work, they have you pay in. But unlike if you were, say, a slave, they would have to house you. They would have to feed you. They would have to pay for all these other extra expenses. But they don't need to do that. They get you to do that. You take care of your own self, and you still put money into their pocket. It's for them. It's a win-win.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're always going to have to take care of you if they want to kidnap you.
Exactly. So
they're going to have to, because that's our constitutional right. But trust me, they're trying to take this away from you. They really are. Believe you're going to see. I mean, I just really hope people are prepared and they have a backup plan, because.
Most people don't. Most people don't know. They walk past herbs, and they don't know how to make stuff out of medicinal plants. They know nothing about horticulture.
Horticulture.
Yeah. They just like I said, I see people walk right past things that would save their life, and they don't know how to identify it. They don't know how to make medicine out of it. Most people, even people who think they're prepared, are sorely unprepared.
Yeah, just like we were talking about the other, what was that, last week, Joe? Remember Nostradamus, right? With all the predictions?
Nostradamus. Yeah.
Right? Remember that?
Yep, I sure do.
Dude. You said it, man. Civil War coming real soon. He named it. I think he said 2025 or something like that. Or 20, what did he say?
This year.
Was it this year? I think it was this year, right? He predicted that. Civil War.
Yeah, I think it's 2023.
Yeah, was it this year or last year? I think it was when Halsey, because Trump is running this year, so it's going to cause the whole thing. And I this one is 24. You might be right. I can't look it up.
Well, I mean, even if he was a year or so off, I mean, is it really that?
He's pretty much on the money. Though.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, he's off for by a few days. Give him a break.
That guy's predicted so much and nailed every single one of them right on the head.
But I also am unsure if elites, say, for instance, try to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to.
Well, yeah, they want to make it happen.
That's what I mean. It's like, is it actually being predicted, or is it being concocted to make it seem as it's been predicted? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard to know which came first.
That's the thing. You don't know what to believe. You don't know what to believe, but you got to know it's coming. Like something bad is coming. Like sure. It's just, and I don't want to sound like these people. Like, oh, he's like
a doomsdayer. Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's just you just gotta smarten up and know. Like, look how things changed since the last 10, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years.
Oh, very different. Just since like 2008, I would say it's been a very big difference in just since then.
Even like now, like if you got millions or if you got billions, you could buy a spaceship and go into space now. Like, since when can I buy a spaceship and go into space now?
And I think you can go into orbit.
Yeah, exactly. When were we ever allowed to do that? Never. But now you got all this money, you got this power, and now you could open up your own space shuttle and all that and just shoot up into wherever you want to go. Like, I don't know. Like, something's going on up there. I mean, maybe they're building something up there. You don't know. Like, right? Like, they might be up there building something knowing that something's going to go on down here. I mean, there's a couple movies like that again.
Well, they already know that the world isn't going to last forever regardless. So at some point we do need to be able to get off.
Well, why not with the world last forever?
What? What do you mean?
Billions of years. It's been around for billions of years. Why would it not last?
Even so, no planet lasts forever. At some point, there is it goes into full destruction. Our sun will explode. Really? What do you mean?
When did this ever happen? I mean,
every sun has exploded and become.
I'm not debating you, but I mean,
every sun like starts off, at one point.
A star, you mean, not a sun, a star, right?
A sun is a star.
Well, that's what I mean, a star.
That's our star.
Correct. Yeah.
So, but anyway, at some point it explodes, and then it either becomes like a dwarf star or it becomes a black hole, even.
Yeah.
But at some point, the world will cease to exist no matter what.
Well, we've been around for billions of years.
Sure. But also think about this. Think about how long people have been on the planet, only 100,000 years or so.
They're ruining the population. Yeah, they're ruining.
And think about, how quickly we can destroy our planet. Think about how we destroyed our ozone. We made a big hole. And then, how long is it going to be before resources have dried up, before water is dried? We don't have much clean water or things like
all
that.
The tsunamis going on.
Yeah, so
right. All the weird storms
at some point we will need to leave this planet. At some point.
Well, that's the thing. So what are they doing going up there? What are they building?
They're practicing. They're practicing because they know.
Exactly. Yeah. And they don't want to tell the people because they want it to be where it's like if you have money and you're rich, you're the only one that's going to be able to go up there. There's a movie
Well,
about this. You
I
know
mean,
that, right?
not to
What was that
be
movie?
not to
What was
be
the name of that
mean, but
movie?
if I was somebody who say produced a lot, had a lot, and built myself up, built my family up, I don't want to cover the bills for all of these people who can barely handle their own day-to-day lives. I'm supposed to what? Pay for all of them, support them, give them medical care, food, and everything
Well,
else.
no,
You know what I'm
we don't.
saying?
We don't
Think about
expect
it
that.
from that perspective on a certain
Well,
level.
of course. I mean, but like the rich just get to go up there, and the people that are struggling and just or staying above water have to stay down here and suffer. That's not fair either. You have to look at
I'm not
society
a
as the same
socialist,
way.
though. I don't believe that we should force people to pay for ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, but supposedly if the government wants to take care of the people, why isn't the government taking care
No,
of
the
people?
government is supposed to govern the people, not care for
Well,
them. They're not.
govern, but exactly, no, exactly. But so
That's
then,
just so that so that that things don't get so out of control that it makes it worse for people. That's all. It's supposed to just kind of throttle people so that it's not insane, so that people just don't go around killing each other and stealing from each other, and it's
I
that's
love that you
supposed to
say this.
be
No, you're right. Yeah, correct. Exactly. So that's my point. So now when something like an apocalypse goes on or something crazy goes on, the government is not going to give a shit about you. Exactly.
No, of
It's
course
gonna
not.
care.
If anything, you say thank you, thank you for keeping
on
things
your
in
own.
checks as long as you have. But
Yeah, you're on your own now. That's it. It's The Walking Dead. It's just
well, that's why it's up to each individual, like you said, to be prepared to. It's not like this information isn't out there. You can't better yourself. You can't build a business. You can't.
There, though.
It is out there. It is out there. All you got to do. What do you mean? All you got to do is look. It's online. It's information.
Not many people know about this, though. You know that, right? I'm being honest with you.
They don't. I honestly think they don't want to know. I
they're
think
brainwashed. That's what I'm saying. They're brainwashed.
They don't want to know. I've started learning about this stuff when I was about.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I just want you to know that I'm not disagreeing with you.
I started learning about this stuff when I was like 14, and I sought this information out on my own. And there's other people that I've talked to, and they're just like, "Oh, you're crazy. You're awake. You're a bat." And they don't care. They want to live their day-to-day lives. They want to live in ignorance, which is fine. You have the choice to do that. But when things hit the fan, you don't expect me to carry your weight or expect the government to bail you out.
I mean, of course. I mean, I can't cover other people's weight. No way. It's survival of the fittest. That's how it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's survival of the fittest. Like you gotta.
And unfortunately, the fittest right now are the elites. I hate saying that, but sometimes I try to look at it from their point of view. If
you ain't got money, you ain't in the lead. That's how it is. You gotta have the millions. You gotta have the millions, the billions, and the power. You gotta have the power.
Or at least, make yourself valuable enough where they want you. Like, because these elites, don't be fooled. They're going to be employing the best technicians, the best physicians, the best people who can grow food, who can fix stuff, the best mechanics, the best plumbers, the best.
What makes a best doctor though? Like what makes a best doctor? Like a physician,
somebody who's on like the cutting edge of medicine, who's
But was that his dream, like as a kid, like when he was growing up, or was he forced into it? Like think about this. Like if you say I become a doctor, was I forced into becoming a doctor? Is that going to make me a good doctor, or was I did I have the passion of being a doctor?
Honestly, I would actually say the best doctors have the least passion.
The least passion?
Yeah, absolutely, because they're all business. They're they won't make emotional decisions and say put all of this effort, money, resources into saving an unsavable person that because biology enough, what's going to happen. Keeping it real. Yeah. So some of best doctors I've ever had have been kind of cold. They've been cold, but they knew their stuff.
I agree. Yeah,
And they,
I'd rather a doctor just tell me, like, listen, bro, Brooklyn Audie, you're fucking gonna die. So you know
oh my
what?
gosh, physicians are crazy now. They
Go live your life and do whatever you want and go party and whatever. You got like 3 months, maybe 2 months. All right. Like I would rather have a doctor like that than a doctor that lies to you, which most.
Oh,
of them
we
do,
can
right?
totally fix you. Give us $100,000
Exactly,
and maybe we can save your life. Yeah, no.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, they have doctors now. They're so crazy that they will tell somebody who is 300 pounds and obese, who's clearly dying. They're clearly self-harming. They're clearly dying, and they'll be like, "Oh no, you're healthy now, aka you haven't gotten heart disease yet." And it's like,
do this chemo, right? Like the cancer patients, do this chemo. Don't worry about it. You got another 3 years.
Yeah, they're so they're so willing to placate a patient and not work in their best interest.
It's all about the money. Yep.
Yeah.
It's all about the dollar bill.
So yeah, I would rather have a doctor be like, "You're gonna die. You're overweight. Yeah. You're gonna, you need to get your things in order."
Like I want to get a doctor. Like, yo, bro, you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah, yeah. Man,
like, at least you keep it real with me. Like, yo, my G, bro, you're gonna fucking die if you don't pull your shit together.
Yeah, I would too. I would.
I don't want a doctor to be like, no, well, just cut down on this, cut down on the, this. No, I want the doctor to come in and be like, yo, my G, if you don't fucking listen to me, you're gonna die. like just tell me, yell at me, slap me around. I don't know, fucking put me in shape. And there's none of that. You're not gonna find that.
Yeah, actually, I love my the physician I have now, and you know what? When all this COVID stuff happened is when I knew that I could genuinely trust her, because I went kind of trickingly, and I was like, oh, do you think that the vaccine is good for me? Everybody's saying that's how it's going to save me, and blah, blah, blah. And she looked at me, she looked dead at me like, do not take that vaccine. And that's when I was like, I knew I could trust you. But a lot of doctors don't do that. A lot of doctors tell everybody, take it, take the jab. I don't know how you feel about it, but
I don't even know if I could trust them anymore. I don't know if I can trust them, because
hell no, I would never take that jab.
Well, but a lot of doctors tell you that you should. And I was like, oh no, I'd never talk to them again if they told me, yeah, definitely take it, knowing that she doesn't have the knowledge.
Never took it, and I only got COVID once, and it wasn't that bad.
And then, well, good. You got your antibodies. You're good to go.
Yeah, and I'm in the worst state with the COVID. New York City, Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah,
Manhattan is the worst. This is where I think it all started from.
The doctors will tell you. The doctors, if they were being honest, they would have told everybody to go out as soon as it came and spread it as quickly as possible, because you want the weakest version of the virus.
But there's what's it called? How can I say this? There's actually that virus was actually man-made. You know.
Yes,
right?
Of course, it was the Wuhan virus. That's why we call it the Wuhan virus.
Yeah, there's a whole study on it, everything, and there was actually a vaccine that was made years ago, 10 years prior to it, that the French made, I believe. What the French or the who was it?
They started mass producing human COVID tests 2 years before it happened.
Yeah, but the French had a vaccine, and they wanted billions of dollars, and the U.S. wouldn't pay for it. They said, "No, go F yourself."
Well, I mean, COVID was already around. It just wasn't transmissible from it just wasn't. COVID viruses. COVID.
It's been around for decades.
It's been around
2004.
Yeah, but it wasn't transmissible through air.
Yeah, but I know, but it's been around since 2004 or 2005, and they had their vaccine out since 2008 or something like that, or 2009, somewhere around there. So
when you see Lysol and stuff, even if you see Lysol products, when I first started getting the Lysols and things like that, you look on the back, and this was in the first couple weeks, You know, it never had been known. It's still, you turn around, it says coronavirus 19. It's right on the back. It's always been one of the main viruses that's killed. It's just supposedly was not transmissible through the air. And I only think that this was just a test run. They wanted to see how well would it spread. And then you know, the person, the people who invented this, you know, and Fauci and all this, he was a part of, like, a big part of the AIDS thing. And this is, from what I don't know, this is a conspiracy theory, just so everybody knows. That
one too.
That it's, they want to make the AIDS virus spreadable through the air.
That was a conspiracy thing. I heard that too. Yeah, yes. I don't think that can ever happen though. That's impossible.
Well, COVID-19 was never spreadable through the air.
Same thing with the chicken pox and all that. The monkeypox that's going on, and even the Spanish flu. Remember that? Or was that? That was another one. That killed more. You know, that killed more than COVID.
Well, even right now, the Spanish flu or the flu, it kills more kids than it kills more kids than COVID-19.
Yep.
This kills mostly our elderly. It does not kill our young, but the flu, more kids die from the flu than anything else.
Exactly. Yeah, correct. Exactly. So you could die more from the flu or the chicken pox or the whatever, the Spanish flu before you could die from COVID. But they made it so big out here.
Yeah. The fear.
The governor made millions. You know, the governor out here in New York, Cuomo, he made millions.
Of course. And you know, the hospitals did too. They got paid for each person who they said passed away with COVID.
So
they got a payout.
But that's what I'm saying. New York State made COVID sound the worst of all. New York State.
There was technically 3 different types of COVID. There was a COVID that had come down through Canada. There was
it's a strain.
Yes, like strains. So those were the first 3 strains, and then one that came up from Mexico, and then one that came direct from China. Yeah. Did you know that China recently that they had a ton of people flooding their borders?
Yes.
You know,
You know, every Chinese person in New York City still wears a mask to this day.
That's because they don't want.
It's strapped to their face like it's plastered on.
It's strapped to their face, and you know what? And I don't blame them.
Because they know where it came from.
No. It's because no, it's not because of that. You want to know exactly why it is? It's because when they don't, they get absolutely ostracized. They have people that have getting beaten in the streets, and you know, saying you this, you that, you spreading this, you're killing my grandma, blah blah blah. And
not really. I mean, not out here. That's a hate crime. You can't do that out here.
It's not a hate crime if it's against an Asian.
Well, no, out here that's a hate crime.
You want to think that, but it's not. It's not true. There was tons of videos, hundreds of videos of elderly Asian people getting beaten in New York. In New York,
when was
absolutely.
It? Like recently?
In 2020 when it first came out. And a whole bunch of.
I know, but that just came out. That just came out 2022 with the hate crime. They got zero tolerance.
Oh well, probably because it's probably it's gone so bad. It's gotten so bad. No, I know
that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I mean, I'm not disagreeing, but that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, at first when it first came out, no, you're 100% right. They were going and they were attacking them. I remember that. But then. Now, like if I was to say something like that now, oh my God!
Well, good.
I can't even have Johnny Cochran get me off, and he's dead. You know, like, and he wouldn't be off. But no, I agree. Yeah, good. Yeah. I mean, you can't go and pinpoint whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, I think they honestly wear the masks more out of fear because they're so worried about what other people think. They're a very small minority. You know, they're not like a black minority. They're like 1 or 2%.
Of course, they live like 110. I mean, I give it to them. They do.
They are very, very, very small minority of the U.S.
But they got the best vitamins. They got the best.
Oh man, they take care of themselves. They eat the best food. They you should see
Organic
their
stuff.
skincare routines. These women's skincare routines, it's like 20-step skincare routine, morning, noon, and night. I'm like
5:30 in the morning. I'm going to work, and they're outside exercising in the park.
yeah.
They're already out there doing karate moves. They're like, it's 5:30 in the morning. I'm like,
Yeah,
wow,
they're doing their
woke
Tai
up.
Chi.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I didn't even have my coffee yet. I'm trying to get to the store and get my coffee, and here they are doing exercises, and it's like real good. Like, but no, I give it to them. I mean, but still, at the end of the day, I don't know, man. It's something going on because it all came at the. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think that our government had a part of that. I don't think it has anything to do with the Chinese people. I think it has to do with our involvement in the U.S. and the China government working together, which is why they released it on their own people.
And they wanted to ruin Trump. They wanted to ruin Trump's election at the time too. They did.
Yeah, but they released it on their own people, so it's not these regular people that you see that have any involvement. It's the government themselves, our government, and their government.
I'm not blaming the culture itself. I'm not blaming the people itself. I'm blaming the government for it. I'm not blaming.
Yeah, gotcha.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not blaming people. It's not their fault. They have no control of what the government does. Like same thing with the president. That guy wanted to kill us. If Trump didn't put him in his place, we would have been dead. You know that we would have a bomb dropped on us already. That guy is a nut. You know that Chinese president. What's his name? Lin Chin, whatever.
I remember Andrew Wan.
No, that young guy, the young Chinese guy.
Oh, you're talking about the North Korean president.
Yeah, if we didn't put him in check, he was gonna drop a nuke on us. We were gonna be done. He was looking to wipe us out. You know that, right?
People are saying that he's dead.
I don't know. I think he's hiding out.
If you look at the new pictures of him, it doesn't look anything like him. It looks like similar to his face, but the teeth are very different. And his sister is has been doing a lot of doing a lot of the public stuff. And everybody says
because he's hiding out.
But they're saying that he had a heart attack and that he died, and that they don't want the people to know. They don't want the world to know.
That's why, because they're looking for him. The government's looking for him right now. The CIA is looking to take him out. They want to get rid of him.
They could have done that. They could have done that forever ago. And to be honest with you,
Obama was in president.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They don't care. They're working in lockstep as far as I'm concerned with them. Was
him out.
Look at Ladybug's views on COVID are like the opposite. She says, "Wearing a mask protect the people around you, not yourself, so your germs don't spread to others." So
no, that's not. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's silly because listen, if you're wearing a mask and I'm not wearing a mask,
factually speaking,
then you should be protected. So how are you protected if you're not wearing a mask, but I'm wearing a mask?
She's talking about what she is talking about. If we're going to get really into the nitty gritty, is if you are sick, you should wear a mask.
Yes, like Michael Jackson used to do back in the 90s.
If you are sick or if you have a lowered immune system, then that can help protect you. And that has nothing to do with COVID. That has to do with germs and how virology works. Yeah. So not just everyone wear a mask and yada yada. That's
plus,
not how it works.
the mask doesn't protect you 90% of germs and all that. You know that, right?
No, you still got it on your hands. You still touch your face 100 times a day.
Those masks are useless. They don't protect you from getting sick.
The cloth ones, actually, you need to have several new ones a day. And even the CDC themselves say you have to have a hospital grade washing machine. You can't just wear a fabric mask.
Vaccine, it's not a vaccine if it doesn't keep you from contracting the disease.
Yeah, 10 vaccines and still wear a mask.
Yeah, but that vaccine was also an emergency vaccine. It wasn't really approved.
Yeah, it wasn't even done. It wasn't approved.
Like, they didn't test it. They just put it out there. Like,
they need to keep it at some crazy temperature too. Some 200 degrees below zero or some crazy and a bunch of them ended up not being able to be kept at temperature. And It's a big crap, and I'd say probably more people are dying from that dang vaccine than anything.
They are because they use us as lab rats.
There's
That's
so
what
many.
they did.
There's so many young kids that are dying, healthy 16-year-old boys.
Oh, I don't want to hear this. Don't say this. No.
Yeah, young boys that are athletes, the best of the most fit people in our nation.
They took the dab.
Yeah.
That's why I know.
They tried to hide the testing results for 75 years. The courts are like, no, we're not doing that. Release that shit. So
It doesn't matter because they're still hiding a bunch of it, and they keep saying, "Oh, that was just an artery clog. It had nothing to do with the vaccine." But yet, if you have somebody who died on a motorcycle and got in a car crash, they died from COVID. It's like, what? Yeah. That makes no sense.
It's a fucking joke.
I'm going to a council meeting coming up in I believe it's July, right before the school starts. And I'm trying to sign up for it, right? They want to ask what questions I want to ask, right? So I want to go to this council meeting because the next school semester, starting at the end of this year in September, in New York City, it's in September. They want to make all students to be vaccinated. They want to give
very
them
close to calling it quits.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I want to go to this council meeting and I want to fight about this because I'm not making my kids take that dab. I don't care.
I hope anybody who watched
they will
this
not go to that school. They won't go to public school.
Mostly I'm just testing my new microphone. So.
The council meeting is starting in July. I'm
Merry
trying to sign up for it. But what the council meetings do is that they want to ask you what questions you want to ask ahead of time so they could prepare themselves. So I'm going to try to do something a little, really can't say it, but
a little tricky.
Yeah, a little, wink, wink, like, yeah, I'm going to ask you about this and that, but then I'm going to just flip the switch, like, hey, but yeah, no, they next semester, school semester, coming up in September, they want all kids mandatory taking the dab. My kids are not taking it. I don't care. No, not happening. And supposedly, there's a tracker in that too, right? Did you hear about that?
I don't believe that part.
You don't believe it?
I don't believe that part. I think that there might be some. I think that there might be some clotting agent. There might be some. I don't know. Supposedly,
or something.
No.
They take your blood. They take your blood at the same time.
I don't believe
they
that.
Run your name. They know where you are.
I don't believe that. And you know what?
In New York City, it doesn't surprise me.
So, but let me tell you, just between me and you, or between me and you and everybody else that's watching, it's so easy to get a fake jab.
Oh, I got one.
Yeah, so I got one too.
Allegedly.
I got one too.
Yeah, allegedly.
It's so
allegedly,
easy.
Sweetie.
Yeah. Allegedly, yeah. It's so easy to get that. So even if worst case scenario, I can even help you with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got you. Allegedly, yeah. I got my card. I was able to go watch the UFC fights at some diners at the time. Because back then, like last year, I think, last year, we couldn't even go to diners, nothing, restaurants, nothing if you didn't have the card. You know that? They made it mandatory in New York.
They did here, but for a very short time.
No, they did it for a very long time here. It was like, I felt like a prisoner inside my house. It was, you couldn't go nowhere if you didn't have that card. So I just find that's controlling, and it's also, they want to track you. They want to know where you are. Once you get that dab, they got your card, they got your info, they got your blood, they got your DNA, they got everything.
They get your blood and DNA every time you give blood anyway. And they don't need to put a chip in you. You have a chip, you literally carry around the chip with you. It's called your cell phone.
It's funny when one stupid person will correct another stupid person while they're both arguing over a stupid
there's other ways around
theory
that too,
that is easily disproven.
Yeah, it's difficult.
It's kind of like
very difficult.
I don't know. There's
most people don't know how to do stuff like that.
To this.
Monthly, ExpressVPN, they can't track you. You could put your location in Africa. I put my location in Africa.
There's
That's
actually a
start,
really
but
easy
like
way
when
to track
police,
you.
like say you do
right
a
now,
murder
you're
and
on
they're
a
looking for
public
you,
network.
like no
Oh, no, you're
VPN.
done.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
what I'm
yeah, you're
saying.
done.
And you know
If
who
they
it
want
is.
to, if the government
And
wants
you
to
can get
track
a
you,
warrant.
they could track you.
It's
They don't.
actually
That
super
little
easy to
VPN
do
is only
this.
helping you from
It's very funny to watch them
base
not
level
understand how
hackers.
anything works.
Yeah, exactly. But if the government wants to find you, absolutely, they're gonna find you. The CIA is coming after you. You're done. Yeah, you better be in the bunker, like we were talking about. You gotta go in the bunker. You gotta go in the hideout. You gotta be off the grid.
Or you can do it. I do.
And that's actually they got a lot of good shows
I
about
won't
that.
say it.
You gotta see. You gotta see. What's his name? What was that show with the old man? You ever watched The Old Man? Never saw that show?
I don't know.
The series, The Old Man. Look up The Old
Oh, it's
Man.
actually called The Old Man.
It's called The Old Man. Yeah, it's called The Old Man. He was a retired CIA, and he retired or something, and they went after him because he had some info on another guy from the CIA. And yeah, check it out. The Old Man. That's the name of the show. Look it up.
So if you like stuff like that, you'll love learning about Bill Cooper. And he was taken out because he was considered one of the most dangerous men in the United States.
Hey, wow, you guys hear me?
Riveting.
Yeah.
I've been looking for this person to finally show up. Smooth Rain. Smooth Rain is actually a troll. This is one of and because we have we got a couple moles, and one of them's up inside Denizen X. And Smooth Rain came out of Denizen X. He's over here trying to troll us, so I need to snatch his wrench. Smooth Rain, next time you go over to Denizen X, tell him I said, "What's up, stupid?"
Smooth Rain. Oh, stop beeping.
Oh, that beeping noise. I was playing a car racing game on my Apple II. But Smooth Rain, next time you're over at Denizen X, tell him I said, "What up, stupid?" I just took his wrench.
I know, you just wrench people so quick. But I understand because sometimes people get a little wrench heavy here, and if you don't have a wrench, you gotta
have control over your channel and everything.
You can very quickly get timed out by people who do have wrenches.
A lot of times I take them away, and then when I see them come back in my chats, I give it back to them, just so I know I have full control. It's just like it's nothing personal. It's just like, all right, if I don't see you no more, I take it away, because you could do it on the studio app, and then easily, if I see you come back in and you're showing love, I give it right back to you. It's nothing personal. It's just I know I have full control of my channel.
Sure.
Because they have full control at all times.
Well, do you have problems on your channel where you have other people will just start timing out people who are just hanging out and talking and doing nothing wrong?
Not really. I mean,
yeah. So that's a problem here.
Yeah, they get timed out because they want to talk racism or hate, so they get timed out.
No, that's different.
Yeah, but other than that, no, I
so long story short, I don't remember when this was. I think it was back in like 2010 or somewhere in there. There was a lawyer that was suing Fox News for racial discrimination.
No, you can see who's
so Joey, in his infinite wisdom, decided to call said lawyer and offered to K-word and R-word him.
Yeah,
and then he called the courthouse,
I've seen it where like they'll change their name.
Presiding court over the case basically said he would blow it up. He made threats to do all sorts of things to the guy's wife, show naked pictures of his kids.
Every 2 days, and I see who's
and
in
he
there,
thought that if he just used a burner phone and he used like a VPN, they would never be able to find him. They tracked him down because they know how to do that, and there was a standoff in his driveway. He was arrested. He was on probation for like 3 years.
No, I know.
And then he proceeded to do a bunch more crimes on YouTube, and now he's finally in prison for 3 years because he's too fucking stupid to not publicly do crimes.
That they just don't feel comfortable when they go to a new space and every single person is wrenched. It's like it's
using
a wall
their names,
of blue
their voices, and their likenesses.
makes you stick out like a sore thumb.
Committing blatant crimes,
people
and then they're too
nervous
stupid to
when
figure out
new
that
people
it's
come in. It gets them
extremely
nervous.
easy to
Yes,
catch people who
it
do
does.
that.
I've heard that from many people.
Yeah. No, a lot of people told me that too. It gets them a little nervous. It makes them feel uncomfortable, or makes them feel like, at any time they're gonna get timed out. They say something, or
Yep. I've also heard of.
Yeah, it's a good point. No,
I've also heard YouTube themselves, and I'm surprised that no one in these spaces have gotten checked yet. But when you overmod, they will completely wipe your mods out. They'll do a full swipe. I know. Yeah. Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah, they could actually take subscribers away just to make sure that they're real subscribers. That happened to me. They took away like 1,500 just to see if they were real, like if they have any comments on any other pages or comments.
See, that's
and
not
they,
cool.
They investigate, and then if they're good, they give them back to you. They do it. It takes like about a week.
Oh, they investigate?
Yeah, no, they do. It happened to me because I'm a new channel, so they saw that I went from like 1,000 to like 4,000 in like a week. So they started thinking I was buying them because people could buy them.
Yeah, I heard.
So they checked into it and they started seeing that they were commenting.
I've been unsubscribed on like stuff that I've watched for like
if you ever noticed,
years, and then randomly I'll be unsubscribed from a channel, and I think to myself a couple of months later, oh man, I really haven't seen. Are they not uploading anymore? And I go and look, they upload 2 hours prior.
Yeah. You ever notice, like, all right, say you subscribe to Joe, right? Like Vegas Valley, right? And you got the bell on, right? Say he goes live and you don't get that notification. Right now, what YouTube is doing is they're shadow banning him because they think you're a fake. They think you're a fake follower. So what you have to do is you have to unsubscribe, clear it out, and then do it again, like and then subscribe again. Because a lot of people do that. Like it goes on all over a lot of channels that I know. So say this guy, Joe Schmo, Frankie Potts, this guy, that one went live, but nobody got the notification. That means they're trying to shadow ban me, and they're trying to push you guys out because they think you guys are fake followers. You feel me?
All they have to do is just like do a little bit of their investigation. You said they do, and like that would take care of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So now if they see that you made many comments before in that guy's live, then they put you back. But it takes about a week. It's not like overnight.
Wait a little while. But this isn't the first time I've had this issue with Joey. When it goes live, sometimes
I woke up one time. I lost like 1,200 subscribers. I was like, "What happened? What did I just say? What did I do?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then I check, and then all of a sudden, like 3-4, it was like 4 days later, they all came back. I'm like, "That was weird." They do it. YouTube is cracking down. They're cracking down on
mine was like 100. It's gonna really hurt my channel if something like that happens, because most of mine isn't built by content. It's built by
YouTube is cracking down on a lot of things. Curses. I'm trying to stop curses too. Like, you know how bad I am with my mouth? I'm always cursing. I'm always swearing.
It's a good habit. It's a good habit.
But I can't help it. I'm from New York.
I get it. My grand's from the Brooklyn, from the Bronx.
I curse at my kids, and I'm showing them love. Like,
do you want to be that old man with your hand shaking in the top of the shaking in your fist and yelling and cursing?
Yeah. I'm just checking the chats, and everybody's talking about COVID and asking me about it. Well, first off, Ladybug, it's a numbers game. The people with the vaccines are the ones who are spreading COVID to everybody. So, at the end of the day, you're better off not having the jab. Crazy Clown asked Joe, how did Angel survive COVID if the vaccine doesn't work? Well, let me ask you this. He survived it the same way if he would have caught the common cold, if he would have caught the flu. The same exact way. COVID is just the fucking flu.
What about the monkeypox? You remember how big that is right now? Yeah. What happened to that? We don't hear about it.
That's in the gay community, because that's pretty much.
But I'm just saying we don't. But I'm just saying we don't hear about it, right? You just hear monkeypox is, but you don't hear how many people are dying. Meanwhile,
hold on.
I mean, I don't know.
I was thinking on a COVID with Ladybug. She says it's brutal that no one can have differing opinion or experience here. Y'all are right, and that's it. No, we're just stating our opinion, and so this is our opinion.
Oh, we're just saying.
So, Ladybug, you had the freaking vaccine. You know what I mean? You had your issue. I didn't have the vaccine, and I'm perfectly fine. So my argument stands. Don't you think my argument's valid? I didn't get the vaccine, and I'm perfectly fine. Everybody around me
I think it also has,
we're perfectly fine, and we don't have side effects because we weren't dumb enough to take the vaccine.
I go on dirty subways. I go on dirty subways with no mask on, and I'm good.
You see, the problem is that the left, like people like Ladybug, she'd want to force us. All we're saying is, hey, no one's telling you that you can't get the jab. We're just saying, don't try to force us to get the jab. Your Ladybug stance is that, hey, if you guys don't get the jab, then you're making everybody sick. You're putting everybody at risk. No, we're not. Then put your mask on. If you listen, just think, if you wear your N95 mask, then somebody like me who doesn't take the jab, I can't get you sick, right? Ain't that what the mask is about? So if you're wearing your mask and you have the jab, why are you worried about someone like me who doesn't wear a mask and who refuses to take the jab? You're protected.
Correct.
So, but if you're still if you're still worried, then that means that your approach doesn't work. I mean, I'm just saying.
Everybody's supposed to change everything.
Yeah, you get Ladybug gets offended. I mean, I get it. Ladybug, you know, she had I don't know, she caught COVID or something. We're just having
people. Because people with pre-existing conditions are the ones who have seen a little bit better of an outcome with the vax. People who are usually like COPD, obesity, etc.
We're just having a chit chat, and
everyone else in the entire everybody else, the youth, the healthy, everybody else from like 0 up is pretty much good to go. I mean, whenever have we completely torn upside down how we live a nation based on whatever's happening with 1%? It's madness.
Oh.
We're just having a chit chat. That's all we are. We're not forcing nothing on nobody. We're not condoning any of that crap. No, I mean, I just don't believe it. That's just my opinion. I just don't want it. But listen, if you want to get it, but listen, if you want to get it, God bless you. I wish you the best. But other than that, I just don't feel I need to put that in my body. I mean, I'm good. I'm Gucci.
There's a great short quote that goes, you can't be a capitalist in a socialist society, but you can be a socialist in a capitalist society. And this is why our republic is wonderful, because we can all decide to do what our lives and our bodies as we see fit. We are not going to enforce medical tyranny. And if so, things need to drastically change.
Let you guys. You remember when Ladybug said that the vaccine isn't so that you don't catch it; it's just so that if you catch it, your symptoms aren't that bad. So now she says the exact opposite, because Crazy Clown says, "I just don't want them to spread it to my folks," and then Ladybug says, "I feel the same." Crazy Clown. So now your argument is that if I take the vaccine, it makes it so that I can't spread it. So
if folks get the vaccine, then they're safe and they don't have to worry.
They're safe. Yeah.
So if you got it, they want us to get it.
I get it.
No.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, it clicked. Yeah, I mean, no, it's
no, we don't want the jab.
Unless the vaccine doesn't work, then that would make sense why you would want other people to get it.
It doesn't work.
No,
it
I know.
People.
I'm being
It kind of kills
facetious.
people. People could listen. If you're older and your immune system ain't that strong, it can kill you. It has done it in New York City. There's many records that they killed people because of it. People died because of taking a dab.
People.
Look at Brittany said. She never had COVID before she got the vaccine. Once she got the vax,
I've heard that. Yeah.
She got the vax. Now she got COVID 3 times.
Yeah, it lowers your immune system.
It lowers your immune system. Yeah, exactly.
You gotta be. Don't take that vaccine. Oh man, I feel bad you took that. Sorry, Brittany.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry, sweetheart. You took that.
I know my sister-in-law had to. She just graduated medical school, and they force. I've had to know a few.
Let's give Brittany the link.
You know how many nurses lost their job in New York City?
So I was just about to talk about.
Yep. You know how many cops and everyone that lost their job, fire department, this, that, because they were like, we're not putting that in our body. Nurses, number one, are like the
Yes, we see you, Lindsay.
They all lost their job. They pushed in all the new nurses now. Every hospital in New York City is like a new nurse, like within a year or two. They're rookies. I'd rather take a nurse's opinion than a doctor's opinion, because the nurses know more.
Nurses just administer.
That's my opinion.
Ladybug, I didn't put words in your mouth. I read what you said. You just said right here. You said, you just said right there. I mean, I just read what you said. I said like this. I said, Crazy Clown said, I just don't want them to spread it to my folks. And then I said, Ladybug said, I feel the same, Crazy Clown. And then you say, do not put words in my mouth. I didn't. I just read you, quote unquote, what you said. I didn't put words in your mouth. What up, Brittany?
Hey, guys.
What up, Crazy Clown?
Not much. I'm Gucci.
My favorite left-wing liberal.
It's all good, man. I ain't mad.
Brittany, what's up, Brittany?
Yeah, so I just wanted to come up and explain a little bit about the vaccine. So I actually did end up getting the vaccine. I didn't really want to get it, but
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, back when, 2020 happened and that's when everything was shut down. And then after that, I really, really wanted to go on vacation because I wanted to get the hell out of my house. But it was really difficult to do at the time without having it. So I ended up getting the vaccine. Now, before I got it, I had never gotten COVID. Since I've gotten the vaccine, I've had COVID 2, maybe 3 times. The third time, I'm not 100% sure because I never took a test.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's pretty much the same thing as the flu.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
It's just the highest string. It's just the highest string of the flu. That's what this all is.
Did you guys know that the COVID test, if you look at it and it says like, what does it say test positive for? There's 20 different viruses, and one of those viruses is the flu. So if you get a flu and then go to get a corona test, any kind of flu, and you go to get you will trigger as a positive.
Well, we have to get to the root. We have to get to the root of the other side's sources. The sources was the VAERS. It's called VAERS. That's where Joe Rogan got all his information at. VAERS is like Wikipedia of the medicine world. Anybody could put anything on that, and that's where he was getting all his stuff at.
Joe Rogan.
I'll send you the link, Joe.
That's where
I'll send you the link. No, he actually has a good point, Joe Rogan. I saw that one. Yeah. It's old. It's like 2 years old. I saw that one.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan is not like it's opinion and entertainment.
It's opinions. No, I know it's opinions, but it's good topics that he talks about.
Yes,
he talks about with some good experts, and that this is 2 years old that he's talking about. Like when it first came out.
Yeah, I'm
95
information that was going around. Some of it.
95% of the news you hear is opinions.
Yeah, no, I don't, but I'm just saying that there's people that do take his opinions as the gospel, and that is it.
Yes, Vegas Joker.
When Aaron Rodgers I'm going to call Joe Rogan up, not my doctor,
Right.
The best way to go is to use the CDC's own information against them.
Well, no, I wouldn't take Joe Rogan's opinion as a doctor, but I'm just saying that the things that he was talking about it made kind of sense about the vaccine. That's what I was trying to say.
I don't watch a lot of Joe Rogan. I just do. To be fair, I don't watch a lot of Joe Rogan anymore. So whatever you might say is probably accurate, But I just know that he got a lot of his stuff from the VAERS thing, and that's just not an accurate source at all. Because anybody can put anything on there. Even Fauci could put stuff on there.
Oh,
I like Joe Rogan because he's not afraid to talk about stuff that most people are afraid to talk about. That's why
I don't have any hate towards him or anything.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He comes out and says what it is.
I like him. I just wouldn't use him as a source.
As an opinions. No, I know. I mean, exactly. I want to take his advice, but it's good to hear what he says because a lot of things that he talks about and with other people, it kind of makes sense. It kind of puts 2 to 2 together. It does.
Well, let me ask you this:
but
who would you listen to? Joe Rogan or something that Joe Rogan or Joe Biden?
I would never listen to Joe Biden. I would never listen to that much. Joe Biden could go kick rock. I would never listen
the opposite of what Joe Biden says.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'd rather listen to.
Can I ask you something? Hey, listen, guys. Did you know that yesterday was International Women's Day? We're supposed to be celebrating women. And do you know who they gave the award to yesterday?
Wow. Shocker.
A transgender male who turned into a woman. That's what we're celebrating as an international woman.
I got no comment on this.
I don't even think about transgender.
USA?
I don't ever think about them. No,
hey,
why should I?
USA Today?
Why should I think about them? I don't have nothing to do with them.
Well, because it's all over the news.
They're infiltrating into women's spaces.
I can't make comments on this. I can't make comments on this. I'm going to go make a drink. I'll be back.
Hold on. Okay. USA Today, Women of the Year, was a transgender male.
Well, it doesn't affect my life.
Yeah, it does. What do you mean it doesn't affect your life?
No, it doesn't.
Sure it does.
Imagine if we all said that about everything. Oh, well, it doesn't affect my life.
It doesn't affect my life. Crazy clown. Okay. The vaccine doesn't affect my life.
Yeah, I'm sure Joey Amico was a huge Olympic swimming fan.
What about yours? The vaccine shot should not affect your life, but you took it, right?
Yeah, but at the time, I was told different. Your life. Huh?
So you're okay with a man perpetrating to be a woman, but he's still a man, being called Woman of the Year?
I don't have a problem with it one way or the other because it doesn't affect me.
It kind of would affect my life because I'll end up going to jail for life.
What if a man is being considered? What if a woman is like equally the man of the year has been given to a woman?
I just want health care.
So
that's a completely different subject.
Yeah, I know. He likes to go all over the place. So you were saying,
take care of my folks. I just want health care. What's wrong with that?
You also said something else. You were a little bit. You started saying, "Well, I didn't know at the time." So I'm curious if you feel differently about if you would have done.
All I had to do to protect my parents at the time.
Fair enough, and that's all. I won't prod you anymore about it. But that's wonderful.
That's what I did. So at that time, I had the information that I had, and I had, and I did what I had to do, what I felt I had to do. So.
Sure.
Samantha, are you looking up in that picture, that avatar? I'm just curious.
No,
I can't believe Crazy Cloud. Come on, man.
I don't know. I just had to ask
when do you put your foot down?
Crazy
Clown.
Sorry,
Crazy Clown. When do you ever put your foot down and just say enough is enough? Let's get back to fucking men being men. Let women be women.
I never said I wasn't ready for that.
Well, but you say, as long as it doesn't bother you, you don't care if it bothers the rest of the country. Put your country first, man.
Well, it doesn't bother the rest of the country.
Let me ask you
let's take a poll. I don't even know that, Joe.
Yeah. Listen. Well, I'm going to ask you
Democrats win national elections.
Do you think it's good for our country when we start voting for men on International Women's Day? We start celebrating men instead of women.
I didn't even know anything about it, Joe. I mean, I'm.
No, I just asked you a question. Do you think that's good for our country?
I think it's not. I think nothing. I think a lot of things isn't good for Health insurance for me is good for me.
Oh my God.
Answer the
why does he
question.
always go back to
Protect
health
women.
insurance?
I know.
Because I don't care about the subject that you're talking about.
No, he doesn't care about
But
the
I don't care
ABC
about it.
mafia. All he
Just
cares
like you don't
about
care
is
about
more.
healthcare.
Oh, I do.
You don't care about healthcare. I don't care about transgender stuff.
I do.
Okay,
This
so
is America,
crazy
right?
Kong, what about healthcare paying? I don't
More
even wanna get into
taxpayer
this.
dollars. Let's take more money out of the people's pockets.
Why don't I just get cancer and not have no way of paying for it? How about that? Let's do
Get a
that.
job.
Maybe
and
you should
will.
take. Maybe you should
Who's
take
gonna
care
pay
of
for it?
yourself and not fucking
Yeah.
stuff your face with GMOs all
People that
fucking
don't smoke,
day.
don't drink, get cancer too. My mom never
Not
smoked. She got-
nowhere
Nah.
near as much.
Yes,
Eh,
they do.
That's
At the
debatable.
same rate, are
Well,
you
that's a
really
good
trying
thing. At
to
least I
claim
could
that at
drink
the
and not have to
same
worry
rate
about
of
cancer.
people that she wasn't overweight, she freaking was a
It's
great
all good.
athlete, ate nothing but amazing food all her life, and then got cancer, and was also not predispositioned by prior genetics either.
I mean, there's many factors that go into that.
There's a lot of factors. It's not just like, you just get it or you don't.
Yeah, there's a lot of different factors that go into cancer. That's probably a lot more than we can discuss on this panel, but
Yeah. I mean,
I don't like talking about vaccines and stuff. So I am not a doctor. That is not my field. I know there's been a lot of misinformation, but it's been coming from both sides. I don't like talking
No,
about
it
this.
hasn't.
I don't
It's
know
been
enough
coming
about
from
it.
one side. It's been coming from. Oh, man, if you don't know enough
It's been
about
coming
it, how
from
do you
both
know
sides,
it's
Joe.
information? Then how do you know it's information? Misinformation. If you don't know
Joe,
about
wait
it.
a minute. Stop. Let me start at the beginning. I got to start this at the beginning.
Okay, we've made it to 2 hours and 40 minutes. I think I'm going to kill it here. That was kind of fun. Really boring, but mostly trying my microphone out. So thank you if you enjoyed watching my stream.